Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Test 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 test. Quick test here on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network as the Braves take on the Gatemen coming up at 6 o'clock here on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. Hopefully that rain holds off here for a full game of baseball. Just a quick test here as the Bravos taking on the Gatemen here tonight.
Off of their first win since opening day, the Bravos return home. Hello, everyone, and welcome into pregame Tomahawk Talk. I'm Adam Gotkin alongside Cam Manna and Nathan Schwartz ahead of the Bourne Braves taking on the Wareham Gatemen. And Cam, for the first time this season, the Braves have a pitcher making his second start of the season in Connor Whitgriff.
And the right time to see that. Back-to-back starts for Ben Bybee. We saw Zane Adams last night going 5 innings, giving the Braves a chance in that tie and a victory. That first start for Connor Whitgriff on opening day went 5 innings, 6 strikeouts. No walks. That's the problem so far for the Bravos pitching staff. That has changed of late, controlling the zone. We see him with the 4-seam, 2-seam slider, commands the zone, works quickly. Another lefty on the arm for the Braves, and when that starting pitching is there to begin, lets the offense get comfortable and get on a roll.
It definitely does. We've seen this offense have some ups and some downs, and really when this offense is at its best, it's producing big innings.
Yeah, with both wins we've seen with Bourne this year, there's been a big inning, and even in that tie against Hyannis, there was a big inning. You look back at the opener, 6-run inning. And then last night, Landon Viderick with that grand slam in the top half of the second. Even the tie had that 3-run inning with the Garrett Michelle double. So you're starting to see the runs and the hits start to come together, and the scoreboard is reflecting that as well.
And so the Braves looking for their first back-to-back wins of the season. Cam, how important is it to piece together wins in this league?
You love to see consistent wins, especially after 3 straight losses in that one tie. Putting those consistent wins together, and I think we talked about it, that Falmouth win last night just gives you some momentum, and it shows what this team's all about. When you lose 3 straight games, you have the off day, you have the tie, then you come together and you win a game like that going, with a great pitching staff. The offense was there in the Landon Viderick grand slam. So now you want to put these wins together and really come together right now. Don't want to let things slip, and this is a good opportunity today against a Gatemen team that's played some great baseball to begin.
Yeah, Gatemen team that has played some very good baseball this year. We'll get into that a little bit more in a little. Pregame Tomahawk Talk rolls on. We continue now here on pregame Tomahawk Talk. I'm Adam Gotkin alongside Jack Penny out of Notre Dame. And Jack, you are a returner to this league. You played in Orleans last summer. What's it been like transitioning now to Bourne?
Not that different, actually. I had the full summer, 2 months down in Orleans last summer, and I had a great time. But I pretty much brought every routine, everything that I did before the game and into the game during BP and everything, just my mindset going into the game. I pretty much brought everything over back here to Bourne, and it really hasn't changed, except for the people that I'm surrounded with in the community. But I haven't really felt that much different because the community here and my teammates here and the coaches here are amazing too. So it's really just nice to be back down in the Cape and playing baseball in there in the summer.
It's not that often that we see players return to the Cape, especially guys like you who played about 40 games. Yeah. How does that experience help you out, and how have you tried to help out some of the younger guys on this team?
Yeah, like I just mentioned, the routines that I have bringing into the game and before the game, it helps me settle into each day and have that routine of playing every day. And I'm hoping that it rubs off on some of the guys, especially the freshmen, sophomores here that are here for the first time, going through all these games. And it's a long summer to play 2 months, but I think if you can break it down day by day and know that what you want to get out of each day, you can accomplish things piece by piece.
Do you think it's important for you as a player to be playing an entire summer and continuing to play and not just go back and work out?
I think it's more important to do the whole summer playing as best you can. I think part of my philosophy is you got to work through soreness in the gym especially, and if you're going to take a few days off, you're not going to really find that rhythm, I think, and that's why I enjoyed the summer last year so much because I was playing every day and I was into it every day. I wasn't taking breaks and doing things like that and just taking a day off. But I think it's more important to actually play every day and stress your body that much because it'll get used to playing that much.
Something I'm sure that you saw last summer was as the year goes on, as the season goes on, a lot of guys' powers start to come. This team has struggled a little bit so far to hit extra base hits. What goes into just starting to hit for power in this league?
I think to start, you just got to get your mind right. I think we're all getting used to the wood bats again in the first couple of weeks, as everyone knows. But I think the biggest thing is having that mindset in the box. I think once you get your confidence back and get your good mindset in the box of what you normally do, I think guys will get better swings off and catch the ball out front more. And I don't think, because the power is definitely there. There's guys who have it. You just need to get in that rhythm again, I think.
And Coach Landers has talked about just being gritty and at bats right now, trying to work deep into counts. Yeah. What's that like when you're actually in the box, just trying to be gritty?
Yeah, I try to have it show more when there's runners on base, and that's another thing that we've struggled with so far, getting guys in to get some runs across the board when we have guys in scoring position. But having that grit is really, really important because it grinds the pitchers down. And you're not going to face a guy, he's not going to throw the whole night, but you want to get in the bullpen as soon as possible. And I think that just grinding pitches, seeing one more pitch with 2 strikes, it adds to the pressure on the defensive end, and you can get more things across, hopefully, in runners in scoring position.
All right, well, Jack, thank you very much. Pre-game Tomahawk Talk rolls on. Counting down the minutes until first pitch here at Durham Park. I'm Adam Gotkin, now joined by the beat reporter for the Bourne Braves, Sean Brennan. Ahead of the Bravos, taking on the Gatemen. And Sean, this Wareham team so far this season has been the most powerful offense in the league.
Absolutely. They lead the league in extra base hits. And what's funny is that only 2 of those are home runs. 11 doubles, 3 triples. Brendan Summerhill, Jace Reinhart, and Michael Lippy each recording a triple this season. So we saw extra base hits, mainly home runs, do the Bravos in the past, and might not expect to see a ton of home runs tonight, but definitely a lot of knocks going for extra bases.
And on the other side of things for this Wareham Gatemen pitching staff, there have been a lot of struggles so far this season.
Yeah, the worst ERA in the league, the second highest whip. They're allowing a .268 batting average to opposing hitters. A little bit of a struggle, but Cole Lehman, the starter today, he had a great outing against Falmouth. Second game of the season, went 5 innings, had 5 Ks, only 2 base runners. So that's a little bit of a bright spot, and I think we're in for a good pitching matchup. Obviously, Connor Whitgriff going on the mound for the Bravos. He was their opening night starter, also went 5 innings with 6 Ks, so I'm excited to watch that for sure.
Lehman at a Lehigh, it was incredible this past year in the spring and has had a really strong start for the summer. One more for you, Sean. We've really seen this with Bourne the last couple of days, but when a pitcher can go 5 innings and have a quality start, that is a massive part of winning ball game.
Oh, absolutely, and Landon Viderick, who hit the grand slam yesterday, that really put the game away for the Bravos, said it. It's really nice when, there's times when your offense might have a slow start that you have that pitching behind you. Makes it just a lot easier and a lot more comfortable for that lineup.
All right, well, thank you very much, Sean. First pitch coming up in just a
The Bourne Braves looking for 2 wins in a row against the Wareham Gatemen. Good evening, everybody, and thanks for joining us here on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. Nathan Schwartz, Cam Manna with you. Bravos win last night, 6-1. They end that losing streak. And Nathan, looking for back-to-back wins, that consistent mentality, we'll see if it's displaying here tonight.
It's finally good to see Bourne back in the win column. It had been almost a week ago today. The Bravos got that first win in the opener against Orleans, and they were powered by the bat of Landon Viderick. In that top of the second inning, the grand slam, making use of that error by Falmouth with 2 away. Bourne continued to stack base runners, then get that big hit. It was a little bit of a quiet offensive performance the rest of the way. We'll see if those bats can wake up here in a few minutes.
And Connor Whitgriff takes the mound here for the Braves in his second start of the season. He was phenomenal in that opener against Orleans, 5 innings, 6 punch-outs, and Bourne looks for another close to quality start.
And he was just carrying over what he did this spring with Minnesota. First team All Big Ten. He was sensational. We're looking to see him continue to pump the zone with those 4-seam fastball and 2-seam fastballs. His breaking stuff was working really well. Last time out a week ago, he gets a full week of rest and now ready to take on the Gatemen.
And my hands and my hair are getting a little bit wet. There's some raindrops coming down here from Dorn Park on this Saturday night. We hope this game can get at least to a qualified 4 innings, or we get through the full 9, or we don't play a full qualified game at all. But these players find out with first pitch coming up at 6 p.m. It's the Braves and the Gatemen coming up on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
I just realized this. We weren't even like.
And now the starting lineup for your Bourne Braves. Batting first, the center fielder from Louisiana State University, number 3, Chris Stanfield. Batting second, the third baseman from University of Notre Dame, number 11, Jack Penny. Batting third, the DH from Wake Forest, number 10, Merrick Houston. Batting fourth, the catcher from Coastal Carolina, number 45, Caden Bodine. Batting fifth, the right fielder from Vanderbilt University, number 34, Braden Holcomb. Batting sixth, the second baseman from Vanderbilt University, number 8, Camden Kozel. Batting seventh, the first baseman from Ohio State University, number 9, Matthew Gravlin. Batting eighth, the left fielder from Southern Mississippi, number 18, Davis Gillespie. Batting ninth, the shortstop from Virginia Tech, number 4, Clay Grady. Starting pitcher for the Braves, number 26, from the University of Minnesota, Connor Woodcliff. The Braves are coached by field manager Scott Landers, along with coaches Jared Saltamacchia, Kevin Curtin, Tanner Sinicki, Quinn Stromberg, and Brad Cook. Tonight's bat kids are Cooper Karras and Jake Wilson. Tonight's umpires, Mark Rowan, Margaret Gomez, and Bill Rush. And at this time, we ask you please rise for our national anthem. The Braves are thrilled to welcome Sabrina Clay, Daytona Pearson, Jane Malcolmson, and Tabor Johnson from the award-winning Sandwich High School Choir, Sandwich Soul, to sing tonight's anthem. Braves would like to welcome Ernie Plant to Bourne Park to throw out tonight's first pitch. Ernie is the longtime owner of Colony Moving and supporter of the
Saturday night baseball from the beautiful Bourne Park as we gear up for a West Division showdown between the Bourne Braves and the Wareham Gatemen. Good evening, everybody, and welcome into the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. Alongside Nathan Schwartz, Cam Manna with you. Glad you could join us here. And, hey, the rain coming down a little bit now from Bourne Park, but baseball getting set and ready to go.
Yeah, we're going to try and get to those 4 innings that you can get to a full game through. Unclear if we're going to make it to that mark, but all we can do right now is get ready for some baseball. And we're going to see Connor Whitgriff on the mound here for the Bravos.
Connor Whitgriff on the mound, his second start of the summer for this Bourne Braves squad, and he pitched first in that opener against Orleans, 5 innings with 6 strikeouts. He looked phenomenal for the Bravos.
He had every pitch working at his disposal, had that strikeout, put away pitch working, and was able to pitch out of jams when those arose in those 4th and 5th innings in the latter part of his start. He's gearing up to potentially hear his name called in the middle of July in the MLB draft, and going to use this as a tune-up ahead of the draft in a couple of weeks.
A lot ahead for Connor Whitgriff as he takes the mound, and he'll look to grip the baseball the best he can here tonight with that rain coming in, and you wonder if this game can even finish through the first few innings. We'll take a look at your Wareham Gatemen lineup coming in at 3-2, and they'll have Brendan Summerhill bat first and play center field. Antonio Jimenez bats second. He'll play shortstop, batting .400 here early on. Murph Gray bats third, and he'll DH. Jace Reinhart, just transferring to West Virginia, bats fourth and plays left. Bobby Bowser, the returner here on this Wareham squad, will bat fifth and play second base. Colby Turner bats sixth and plays third. Jacob Gerald doing the catching, batting seventh. Eli Putman, he'll bat eighth and play first. And Michael Lippy rounds things off, bats ninth, and plays right field for Wareham. The first of 6 meetings between these two squads, and the big thing we mentioned, Nathan, in the pregame show is the importance of consistent victories. Bourne hopefully to get 2 in a row here tonight.
Yeah, we've talked about this a couple of times on the Tomahawk Talks, both pre- and post-game, but just building confidence, building a rapport with your teammates. It's a lot easier to do that when you're able to pick up a win, and it's all smiles when you win on a baseball field.
Well, Brendan Summerhill in the box. Gray skies, rain here from Bourne. But a first pitch getting set and ready to go. The Gatemen at 3-2, Bourne at 2-3-1. Summerhill set, Whitgriff set, and the first pitch is grounded foul on the first pitch side, and we are underway for a 6:04 first pitch. At first start for Whitgriff, commanded the zone beautifully. Under a 3 ERA during his spring season. Big Ten, Dave Winfield, Pitcher of the Year, as the best pitcher on his Minnesota squad. Brendan Summerhill out of Arizona. 0-1. Same spot, foul ball.
Part of that last ever Pac-12 championship team, the Wildcats, who were able to host a regional. Summerhill went 1 for 7 in that Tucson regional after Arizona was bounced after just the opening 2 games.
He's batting .231 so far here on the Cape. In an 0-2 hole. Whitgriff goes to the slider and just clipping it foul. Has a triple, and the Gatemen lead in that category so far this summer. 3 triples now through these first 6 games of play. The Gatemen last night only were able to finish 6 innings of play. Took down YD 5-3. Up and in here from Whitgriff, and a 1-2 count.
Whitgriff able to expand his arsenal. It's a 4-seam fastball, 2-seam fastball, slider, cut fastball, and a changeup.
1-2. Heater just low. That fastball was not a troubling sight in Whitgriff's first meeting. 59 RBIs for Summerhill this past spring. Also had 18 doubles, shut off the speed. His 2-2. Skied out center field. Stanfield back. And he'll make the catch for the first out. We'll take a look at your Bourne Braves outfield. In left field is Davis Gillespie. Chris Stanfield anchors in center. And Braden Holcomb now in right. And from third to first in the infield for Bourne, it's the Notre Dame senior at the hot corner and Jack Penny. Clay Grady plays shortstop. Camden Kozel at second base. And Matthew Gravin will play first here tonight with Caden Bodine as the battery. Gravin is been one of the catchers for Bourne, but now back in the lineup for his third start playing first base. And Antonio Jimenez launches one to right field. Holcomb comes in and makes the catch in the gap for a quick out number 2.
One note about the Bourne defense, Merrick Houston is in the lineup tonight as the designated hitter. We've seen him mainly at shortstop over the first couple of days here on the Cape. He did play one game over at third base, but with a couple of throwing errors over the first couple of games at shortstop. Coach Landers taking the day for Houston to just be at the plate where he's thrived so far over the first week.
And Murph Gray sees a first pitch strike. Is Connor Whitgriff looking for a quick 1-2-3. Gray batting .384 here to begin in 6 games. 0-1, right back up the middle, but Clay Graney gets it off the bounce. Help him out. Almost off the foot of Whitgriff, kicks off the mound to Grady, and it's a 1-2-3 for the southpaw out of Minnesota. Bottom 1 coming up, and a first looks at the Braves bats when you return on this rainy Saturday on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Tonight's game balls were donated by Jersey Mike's. Fans, welcome to Dorn Park on the campus of Upper Cape Technical High School. You will notice some improvements to the fan areas of the field this season, and we'd like to thank our partners at Upper Cape Tech for creating such a great environment for watching baseball. Please be respectful of the campus while visiting by picking up trash, not throwing balls against buildings, and staying out of areas that are closed off. Enjoy the game. The Bourne Braves and the Cape Cod Baseball League with the NCAA would like to remind you that this is a tobacco-free ballpark. Additionally, the Massachusetts Education Reform Act prohibits the use of any tobacco products at this location. We greatly appreciate your assistance in honoring this tobacco-free request.
A 1-2-3 inning for Connor Whitgriff in the top half of the first. We head to the bottom half here from Dorn Park alongside Nathan Schwartz. You'll hear from Adam Gotkin in just a little bit. Cam Manna with you. And here on the broadcast deck, under an umbrella, but anything to get some baseball going here on this Saturday night. And we'll look at the Bourne Braves, the lineup that they bring out. Chris Stanfield will bat first and play center field. Jack Penny bats second and plays third. Merrick Houston, been hot so far, second on the Cape in average, batting third, and he'll DH. Caden Bodine bats fourth, and he'll do the catching. Braden Holcomb in the 5 spot, looking to get out of a quick slump after an 0-for-5 night. He'll play right field. Camden Kozel, his Vanderbilt teammate, bats sixth and plays second. Matthew Gravelin bats seventh and plays first. Davis Gillespie in the 8-hole playing left. And Clay Graney bats ninth and will play shortstop. Cole Lehman, that's the pitcher for the Wareham Gatemen on the mound, wearing number 26. His last few warm-up pitches, the right-hander out of Lehigh had an outstanding spring overall.
Yeah, 11 starts, 2-3, over 46 and 2/3 innings. An ERA at 2.31. Sensational was Lehman at Lehigh this spring and making his second start of the summer.
Chris Stanfield.
So Cole Lehman on the bump, Chris Stanfield in the box. The Gatemen last night were barely able to finish their game, and tonight they may not finish it once again. Stanfield with the pink arm sleeve here tonight. First pitch he sees in bottom 1 from Lehman. It's outside. Lehman went 2-3, a 2.31 ERA. 49 strikeouts to 23 walks for the righty. 1-0. Stanfield pops one up. Foul territory. Now shifting back fair in right field. Lippy comes in and makes the catch into foul territory for out number 1. And we'll take a look at the Gatemen defense that they bring out here on the road. Jace Weinhardt plays left. Brandon Summerhill, he's in center. And Michael Lippy just made that play in right. And from third to first in the infield, Colby Turner at the hot corner. Antonio Jimenez anchors at short. Bobby Bozer, he's at second. Eli Putman at first. And Jacob Jarrell, the battery with Lehman here tonight. Brings up Jack Penny. First pitch inside to Penny, who's coming off a solid performance, 2 for 4 against Falmouth.
Yeah, he's been one of the few players for Bourne that's been hitting the ball consistently pretty hard. He's gotten unlucky a couple times, but he got the results last night.
Sees this one low. Batted .275 last summer here on the Cape with the Orleans Firebirds. Once again batted around that .270 mark with Notre Dame this spring. And his glove at third base has been a bright spot. It's been a consistent area of his game when he's been in the lineup.
And he's getting the opportunity to now come up in the lineup and be a driving factor at the top of this Bourne offense.
Lehman sets, low and in, and a 3-0 count.
And over the first couple of games, we saw pretty much the same lineup, relatively speaking, for Scott Landers and this Bourne team. But over the last 2 days, we started to see a few shuffles.
3-0 gets back in the zone. And the shuffles overall were moved around with Penny. We've seen Michelle move up in the lineup at times. Clay Grady gets to start in the 9 spot, but the biggest similarity is Houston in that 3-hole. 3-1 inside, and Penny a 5-pitch walk to bring up Merrick Houston, who has been phenomenal. Hitting streak now through 6 games, 2 for 4. Last night against Falmouth had 2 RBIs.
And he's up there with the top of all the hitters in the Cape among qualified players, 2nd in average, tied for 5th in on base, and 8th in OPS. So he's been one of the best 10 guys in the box on the Cape so far over the first week.
Has Penny off first base, and a first pitch ball. Batted plus 320 at Wake Forest in the spring. Has not struck out a whole bunch. And those 9 hits, as we just said, 2nd here on Cape Cod. He'll head to Team USA pretty soon and will be out of a Bourne Braves uniform for a little bit. 1-0. Heaters in there. And Team USA is going to play a big factor throughout the Cape with a lot of guys gone for at least 2 weeks. The question is, do they come back? But a lot of teams will have to kind of fill themselves up a little bit, and that's a big thing of Cape League baseball, the 3 seasons we talk about. So much shifting. Penny back safely.
Merrick Houston and Caden Bodine highlighting the Team USA invitees for Bourne. And, of course, you have Houston in the box, Bodine in the on-deck circle. Your 3-4 hitters here after the first week.
Houston's been hot. Bodine hoping to get going. 1-1's low. Past Gerald. And Penny will advance here, and the Braves a runner in the scoring position. Important stat for the Bravos in their 2 wins so far. A 6 spot against Orleans, a 4 spot against Falmouth. They have used the big, powerful innings to propel their offense.
And in that Orleans win, it wasn't necessarily the big hit. It was a lot of walks, a lot of singles, getting runners to move 90 feet station to station. But yesterday, it was the big hit, the grand slam for Landon Vitterick, and that was really the only offense that Bourne had for a good portion of the game.
Can Houston jolt the Braves early? 2-1. Now a 3-1 count.
Just something that I've noticed so far for Lehman. Only 1 walk last week against Falmouth in his first start of the summer. He had that 4-pitch walk to Penny, and now in danger of walking a second batter here over just the first 3 as Houston's up 3-1.
Can he work back? 3-1, low and outside. We'll see that, too. We saw it from a few warm-up pitches from Whitgriff, the starting pitcher for the Bravos, and even last night against Falmouth when that rain come down. How can these pitchers adjust? And they really have to rely on their fastball. That's the easiest grip with the rain.
Yeah, and they're going to have to keep using that rosin bag, keep wiping off the hand with the pant leg. There's really not a whole lot you can do because these players aren't used to playing in the rain. But, of course, here in the Cape, you're going to get rain a little bit more often. And who knows how long these guys are going to have to deal with it. The field already pretty wet here at Dorn Park.
First and second here for Caden Bodine batting left. And Bodine gets clipped. That's why you wear the accessories on the elbow guard. He'll take that one off. And the base is juiced here for Braden Holcomb, who's looked to get going right now. 0 for 5 last night against the Commodores.
And for Bodine, somebody that has been struggling, sometimes all it takes is for you to get on base a couple of times to get that confidence back. He only sees 1 pitch right there. It's the second time he's been hit by a pitch so far this summer. But now we're going to get a mound visit quickly. But bases loaded, 1 away here in the bottom half of the first. Bourne capitalized on this opportunity yesterday. We've already alluded to that Vitterick grand slam. And a big spot here for Holcomb, who has been in a mighty slump as of late, but when he's been putting the ball in play, he's been hitting at an exceptional rate, a .553 BABIP. He's going to have a chance here after the mound visit.
And his Gatemen pitching staff right now, 3rd on the Cape in walks at 28 and 7th in strikeouts at 50. So they've had more issues than Bourne in that category. The walk numbers for the Braves pitching staff has dropped now to 6th on the Cape. We saw early on that big issue. And tonight you almost put an asterisk with the rain coming down. But it's not a pouring rain. It's kind of just a heavy drizzle at the moment. Field completely playable here for the Bravos and the Gatemen. As the mound visit concludes here for Cole Lehman. He'll have the bases juiced with a 1 away. And Braden Holcomb looking to break this one open early. 8 for 26 here to begin, batting .308. 9 strikeouts is the concerning number, just finishing up his freshman season at Vanderbilt. Lehman's first pitch, fastball not there.
For Holcomb, he couldn't have gotten off to a better start this summer. Hits in the first 4 games, multiple hits in 3 of those 4 games, but hasn't gotten a hit since that 4th game for Bourne.
What a way to break out of a slump if it can be here. 1-0's low. Penny thought about it. He'll stay at third base. And even right now, too, if you're Penny, you've got to be really aware at third base. We've seen a few pass balls so far. He advanced on one. If you want to be the aggressor early off third base and get a free run.
But on the flip side of that, we saw Merrick Houston the other night in that tie against Hyannis be aggressive on that pass ball and wound up being tagged out at the plate.
Lehman's 2-0 in the attic. Could walk home a run here after 2 straight walks and a hit by pitch. But that brick backstop, too, gives you that quick hop. Helped out Hyannis 2 nights ago. You think Holcomb has the take sign here? 3-0. Outside, ball 4, and the Braves strike first. Holcomb walks, Penny scores. 1-0 Bourne.
And that's something this Bourne team has not done a whole lot of, in that being extremely patient at the plate. A team that is bottom 5 in the league in drawing walks at the plate. And for a guy in Braden Holcomb that's been one of the least patient hitters on this team, good to see him take a more relaxed approach and get the RBI.
And its teammate now, Camden Kozel, steps in. Lehman back in the zone there with a strike. You can see him here working efficiently, not wasting any time on the mound. 0-1 to Kozel. Blocked from Gerald. And the Bourne Braves dug out there when Penny came in. They were kind of all surrounding him a little bit, joking around. Got to make the most of a rain game like this. Keep the vibes high for the Braves, looking for 2 wins in a row. 1-1. Kozel doesn't bite. 1-2 count. And you can see everyone there. Umbrellas, few people just grinding it out without the umbrellas. That's on that first base side. On the third base side, same thing. 1-2. Kozel check swing. He'll hold back for a 2-2 count.
We didn't make it a full inning without using the umbrella. Figured we'd keep ourselves dry, keep the equipment dry.
Under it right now. Kozel, 2-2, strike 3. Lehman goes with the slider, outside corner, and there's 2 away.
Beautifully executed pitch there by Lehman. Slider on the outside half, and we've talked about pitchers being reliant on the fastball. You think these hitters might be expecting that, knowing that it's going to be your best grip pitch, but Lehman has been able to execute that slider, and especially did in that at-bat to Kozel.
Here's Matthew Gravlin. Sees a first pitch ball. The Braves, though, through these games, the runner stranded has been a big issue, even last night with 6 runs. You have bases juiced here, now 2 away. Can Gravlin keep it alive and score 2 on a single? Lehman's 1-0. Fastball once again, and misses just off the outer half. Gravlin 2 for 6 here early on. Makes his 3rd start of the summer at first base and has 2 RBIs. There's Houston off third base. 2-0. Looping breaking ball in there.
And both of those hits that he's had have been RBI singles in which he's worked the count deep, whether it be a 2-ball, 2-strike count or a full count. And he's already working this count in his advantage.
2-1. Ground ball left side. Jimenez corrals, fires, and ends the inning. So the Gatemen only allow 1 run here in the first inning. Bourne had the bases juiced, but a walk from Holcomb scores Penny. And the Braves lead 1-0 after 1. Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay, Bourne's premier senior living community, conventionally located adjacent to the Cape Cod Canal. Visit us at Keystone Place at buzzardsbay.com. Top 2 coming up here from Bourne on this rainy Saturday night.
Fans, don't forget to take part in our 50-50 raffle tonight. Tickets are available at the table in front of concessions, and interns will be selling them throughout the crowd. Tonight's prizes include scenic routes, Yelpies, Starbucks, Stainless Glass Museum, Whistle Stop Ice Cream, the Old Country Store and Emporium, and of course, 50% of tonight's cash jackpot. We ask parents to keep children off the roof of dugouts, away from batting cages, and out of the bullpen.
Welcome back into Durham Park for the top of the second inning. The Bravos lead 1-0. For Connor Whitgriff, Bourne starter today, he's not necessarily your stereotypical college pitcher. He's not someone who's going to blow by you with his velocity. It's his control that makes him so good. In 78 innings this past year at Minnesota, he walked just 26 to become the first Minnesota player to be named first team All-Big Ten in 5 years. His control has been on display so far here in Bourne, walking no one in his first outing and a 1-2-3 inning so far to start off this game.
We appreciate it, Adam. Thank you. And just history made for Connor Whitgriff. And I think the biggest thing there, Nathan, is you look at the amount of innings that he had, those walk numbers are unbelievable for the lefty.
Absolutely, and Adam is exactly right. Being so in control of your arsenal and just attacking hitters is a big reason why the scouts love him and a big reason why he's going to hear his name called and why he was so successful for the Gophers over the last 3 years.
You'll hear from Adam Gotkin in just a little bit. He's down there on the field under an umbrella and also comes up to the press box to keep himself dry. But Connor Whitgriff, he has to be the grinder here on the bump through this Gatemen order. That's been an offense that's been towards the top here to begin on Cape Cod. 4-5-6 for the Gatemen, Jace Reinhardt, Bobby Bozer, and Colby Turner. The 3 due up, and the first pitch to Reinhardt is fouled back. Reinhardt just transferred to West Virginia, found that out just before the game. 3:16 here to begin on the Cape, has a double and a triple. Here's the 0-1. This one's foul. And Whitgriff has just been so efficient. First-born pitcher to come around in the rotation for their second start. For Reinhardt at USC Upstate, 366 hitter this past spring in an 0-2 hole. Grounder left side, Penny right there at third. It's out number 1.
Being in control, pitching to contact, avoiding getting down in the count. Adam alluded to it with talking about the control, and so far so good for Whitgriff here in start number 2.
Brings up Bobby Bozer, who returns to this team, was with the Gatemen all of last summer. Had a last-place finish in the West Division. That was clearly the best division last summer on the Cape. First pitch, low in the change from Whitgriff. .63 here to begin for his average, 1 for 16, but had a solid spring at USF, batted .299 with 32 ribbies. And check swing foul on that 1-0.
And talk about an incredible season. He actually missed 22 games where he was removed from the starting lineup between March 10th and April 19th with a broken hamate bone, but he was able to come back in mid-April and wound up leading them in home runs.
1-1's low. And big there, too. When you come from a good spring season, we can almost compare him in a way to Caden Bodine. You have a phenomenal spring. You come to the Cape. You have a few weeks off. You go to the Wood Bats. It's an adjustment at times, and you can't really overanalyze a 1-week slump here on Cape Cod. Whitgriff's 2-1. Once again, left side grounder. Penny charges, throws, 2 away.
Whenever we've seen Jack Penny in the field, he's just making third base look like anybody could go out there and do it. It's so fluid when he's charging the baseball. He's been reading these hops to perfection, especially with the wet grass. You never know how it's exactly going to bounce and what speed it's going to be at, but Penny's having no problems over there at third base, and Whitgriff continues to just pitch to contact and make these Gatemen hitters beat him.
And Colby Turner, that next Gatemen hitter from Huntington Beach, California, sees a first pitch strike. Just finished up his freshman year at San Diego State, batting .361, 4 homers and 30 RBIs. 1-1 count.
And he just recently transferred to Michigan, where he'll join the Big Ten. A couple of Big Ten players on the field right now for Bourne, and Whitgriff on the mound, Gravlin over at first base.
1-1. Popped up shallow right center field. Kozel back, Holcomb in, calls off his Vandy teammate for another 1-2-3 for Connor Whitgriff. And after 1.5 here from Dorn Park, we're moving along. Rain playing a factor, but we're still playing baseball. A 1-0 Bravos lead.
Fans, be sure to visit our
To be seen for a minor illness or injury, Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is here for you with high-quality, full-service walk-in care. ER expertise meets urgent care convenience at our 6 urgent care centers, which are staffed by board-certified ER providers and located Cape-wide from Falmouth to Orleans. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is open daily and offers a cost-saving option for everything from sprains to stitches, with timely treatment in under an hour for most patients. View online wait times at capecodhealth.org/urgent care. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care. Minor emergencies may...
your Bourne Braves attire.
The saying, rain, 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 go away, come back another day, is on full display here from Dorn Park. Cole Lehman still on the mound here for the Gatemen as we head to the bottom of the second inning on a Bourne 1-0 lead. Alongside Nathan Schwartz, Cam Manna with you here with the umbrella on top of the deck for Cape Cod baseball. Game number 7 here in 2024. First pitch to Gillespie. Almost hits his head. And that off-speed pitch from Lehman, we've seen it, has not been able to grip it fully here early on with the rain. 1-0. This one's low. Bourne last night, there was the rain against Falmouth. Wareham didn't even finish their game. Came out victorious, though, in 6 innings. And the question is, how far does this one go? 2-0's in there to Gillespie.
Looked like the heavy rain would come in more in the 7 o'clock hour, so potentially some time to get those crucial 4 innings in.
Gillespie 4 for 12 here to begin on the Cape. Slaps one right side. And at first making the play is Putman for the first out of the inning. Quick outs here early on, but Bourne had a long first inning. Had bases loaded, 1 away, only scored 1 run on a Braden Holcomb walk. That got them the 1-0 lead. And here's Clay Grady. Top of the order to follow, there's Chris Stanfield on deck. First pitch to Grady, upstairs. 2 for 10 start for the Virginia Tech infielder, but 5 stolen bases. Him and Stanfield both can run, and a reason Grady's at that second leadoff spot, as many people call it. Lehman sets and fires. Grady right back up the middle. Bozer at second. Backhands, bobbles. There's the rain. We'll see what they rule out there. Grady on first base, and Bozer can't believe it.
And in South Florida, he actually might be used to playing in a little bit of this rain, but not on this grass field. And when the ball is slippery, your glove is getting wet, there's just so many different elements that you have to take into consideration. But Clay Grady will take it. He's able to reach base after hitting a ball on the ground softly in the infield for a second straight day here at Dorn Park.
And I assume USF has a turf baseball field, and the rain there skips a little bit more off the turf as Chris Stanfield sees a first pitch ball. They're going to rule it an E4 on Bozer. This Gatemen squad has played some solid defense, but the pitching over a 6 ERA as a staff, bottom of the Cape. 1-0. Stanfield gets jammed. Moving on to LSU this spring for Stanfield. Has been at the top of the order every single game here to begin. Scott Landers so much trust in Stanfield. Played 9 games for the Braves last summer. Does a lot for an offense when you can get Grady and Stanfield both on base for the top stealing team. As Grady's going, the throw from Gerald. Bozer with the tag. Got him. That's a way to pick yourself up there after the E4. 2 down.
Gerald getting his first taste of the Cape after the Clemson Super Regional, which the Florida Gators worked their way to Omaha. But Gerald getting his first opportunity behind the plate with the Gatemen and making the most of it, throwing out his first runner here at Dorn Park.
And Stanfield in a 1-2 hole. Pops this one up first base side and flies out of play. That first inning for Lehman, it was the control trouble. 3 walks, a hit by pitch on 4 consecutive batters, but put down Colzel and Gravlin back-to-back to end the inning. And Gerald's throw, that quick skip, Bozer right there with the tag. And Stanfield in a 1-2 hole. Lehman's pitch, check swing, check down. He held off. For 3 last night was Stanfield, but walked twice. And made some nice plays in center field. Covers so much ground. Here's Lehman's 2-2. Low and in. And Stanfield works it full.
And Stanfield with those 5 walks tied for the team lead with Nick Roselli and trying to get on base for a 7th consecutive game to start the summer.
What that does for an offense. 3-2. Hard grounder. Bozer on a hop. Ends the inning. So Bozer makes the E4, tags out the runner, and then finishes it on a 4-3 putout. And after 2 here from Dorn Park, the Braves in front of the Gatemen, 1-0. Folks Convention Data Services, or CDS, is an events technology company based in Bourne and a proud supporter of Cape Cod baseball. Since 1986, CDS has been delivering customized solutions to the global trade show industry. Keep up with CDS at cdsreg.com and follow them on Facebook and LinkedIn. We're moving along. Rain not stopping us yet. Top third coming up here from Dorn Park.
Located adjacent to the Cape Cod Canal. Visit us at Keystone Place at buttersbay.com. Convention Data Services, or CDS, is a technology company based in Bourne and a proud supporter of Cape Cod baseball. Since 1986, CDS has been delivering customized solutions to the global trade show industry. Keep up with CDS at cdsreg.com and follow them on Facebook and LinkedIn.
We're baseball broadcasters, but also meteorologists at the moment, and 6:45 is when this rain's supposed to really hit us here at Dorn Park. According to the radar, we're almost in the middle of what this storm is going to be. And Bourne with a 1-0 lead, but this game only has to go 4 innings to decide a winner. That is considered enough. And last night, the Gatemen played enough. They played 6 innings in a 5-3 victory over YD. Top of the third, Connor Whitgriff back on the bump, 7-8-9. Here's Jacob Gerald, the catcher. Sees a first pitch strike and helped out his second baseman last inning after the E4, gunned out the runner at second.
That's all you can do. And then coming over from Clemson, where he got a lot of postseason experience, going to try and carry that over here to the box in the Cape.
Was a number 35 prospect in the ACC for the class of 2025. Hit .301 with 24 RBIs. Whitgriff so far has faced the minimum. 1-1. Deep drive here from Gerald. Back of the track is Gillespie. Looks up. It's gone. Jacob Gerald ties this game with one swing at one apiece. And the Gatemen get a run on the board here in the top of the third.
And what an introduction he makes to his Gatemen teammates over there in the first base dugout. Throws out a runner in the bottom half of that second inning. And then on the second pitch he sees in the Cape, he demolishes a homer over the left center field wall. It was just out of the reach of Davis Gillespie, and it's going to tie this game up at 1.
You thought for a second Gillespie may be able to rob that with the low fence. But Gerald sends one over to bring up Eli Putman. Putman out of Davidson, such a fantastic spring. At .352, 58 ribbies, and 16 bombs. But now the second home run here at Dorn Park so far. Both have been to the opposing teams. Bourne hit their first homer of the summer last night. As Nathan alluded to before, Landon Vitterick's grand slam in the Braves' 6-1 victory. But Whitgriff, as I said, faced the minimum and pretty much jinxed him. Next swing, home run. Here's the 0-1, just low. One. Foul in the box there from Putman, and Whitgriff looking for a bounce-back AB.
And Putnam trying to just do whatever he can here and continue to work this at-bat against Whitgriff, who's trying to figure himself out following giving up his first run on the Cape this summer.
1-2, chops it left side. Looked like it was almost off his body. Whitgriff throws to first. It's not in time. Awkward swing, got a nice roll, almost a swinging bunt, and an infield single for Putnam, and brings up Michael Lippy.
The right fielder from the University of Louisville, number 16, Michael Lippy.
What a difference one batter can make. Home run that goes probably about 390 feet, and then a ground ball that goes about 40 down the third base side. They both do something similar. One gives you a run, the other one puts a runner on base for Wareham.
Another righty here in Michael Lippy, a righty-heavy lineup against Whitgriff. First pitch low. Lippy just finished up his sophomore season at Louisville. Batted .371. Was the number 4 shortstop out of high school in Wisconsin. Whitgriff's 1-0. Bodine the block. And coming into the inning, we mentioned, too, that this game only has to go 4 innings. You saw the Braves' 1-0 lead, and Jacob Gerald's solo shot ties it at 1. Two-0. Low and in. Third homer of the season for the Gatemen. They were 6th on the Cape coming in that category. And Putnam also has some speed. Has shown it off so far. 3 doubles. He's off first base. And Whitgriff looking to work back now on a 3-1 count.
Man, it looks like this rain has started to affect Whitgriff a little bit. Ball continuing to get more wet. He's switched it out a couple of times. He's trying to work his way through.
3-1, runner going. Swing and a miss. Throw down from Bodine. Past the glove of Kozel. Just clipped off the leather. And Stanfield picks it up in center field. What a big throw out that would have been there to help out Connor Whitgriff. Bodine, just an accurate strike. And Kozel just misses the tag and the catch.
It looked like Kozel was trying to play that hop, but with the ground being so saturated, it just kind of died and rolled flat under the glove and went into shallow center field. If there was any more communication, probably could have gotten to third base.
3-2, jam shot foul from Lippy, and he stays alive. Coop the bat boy coming out here and giving 4 or 5 different baseballs to the home plate umpire. And if Whitcliffe wants to, he could take his time, change the baseballs out, do what he has to do to command strikes. Has worked back here down 3-0. Here's the 3-2 to Lippy. Looping curve in there, strike 3. First strikeout for Whitcliffe, and there's one away here in the third.
We saw Lehman do it, but going to that off speed with 2 strikes in the rain, it can be extremely difficult. But when he gets a new baseball, he's able to get that feel for the pitch and executes on the full count.
Brendan Summerhill, top of the Gatemen order here. And an RBI chance to take the lead with Putnam off second. First pitch right back at Whitcliffe, looks at second, does his job, and just like that, there's 2 down.
Thought for a second that Whitcliffe might have a chance to try and get Putnam at second base, but made the smart move going over to first, and now he's just an out away from keeping this game tied. But it's going to be a tough task in Jimenez coming to the plate, who entered the day leading this Wareham team in average.
Struggled this spring in Miami, batting 182, but came in batting 400, 2 RBIs, looking for his third here on a base hit. First pitch, pop foul. Some close games so far for this Gatemen group. And the Braves, we mentioned it, lost 3 straight, tied against Hyannis, won last night against Falmouth, who's now 1-5. 0-1 with 2 away. Whitcliffe will look at second. The pitch fouled. And to stop it right here for Bourne, especially when you mention the weather once again and how far this game could go. You're almost playing this right now like it's the 7th inning.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm no meteorologist, but the dark green on that radar map getting a little bit closer and closer to us.
That means trouble, for sure.
Yeah, danger, danger.
Here's Whitcliffe's 0-2 up top.
But if it's any consolation, if the field can hold, it looks like at 8 o'clock the rain will have passed. So we might be in for a bit of a delay if the rain gets too heavy, but there could be sunshine on the other side.
We'll also take a look around the Cape, see what other games are still moving along. Whitcliffe's 1-2, swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts in the inning. And sets down the Gatemen after the solo shot from Jacob Jarrell. After 2.5 from Dorn Park, we're tied at 1 in a West Division showdown between Bourne and Wareham.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
The Bourne Braves. See all cars and trucks at martychevrolet.com.
Jacob Jarrell launches one over the fence to tie it up for the Gatemen, and Cole Lehman back on the bump here for Wareham. They tie up this game. Rain fully still coming down from Dorn Park. They'll play until they don't play no more. Jack Penny in the box, 2-3-4 for the Bravos. Lehman's first pitch, the Notre Dame senior called strike. And Penny now wearing the gold helmet. Quick switch that he made. We'll figure out why, but hey, you can't miss Penny there behind the plate.
Yeah, it's one of the best helmets in all of collegiate sports. Of course, you look at the Notre Dame football team, the Fighting Irish, wearing that beautiful-looking gold, and, man, that really just pops, doesn't it?
Fully pops, especially up here on the deck. 1-1. Penny scorches one, but right at first base in Putnam makes the play for out number 1. Alongside Nathan Schwartz, Cam Manna with you on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. 7th game here on the Cape League season. The Braves have not lost a game yet here at Dorn Park. 1-0-1. And the Gatemen coming off a win last night that was needed against YD. Bourne coming off a phenomenal 6-1 victory over Falmouth. Here's Merrick Houston, heart of the Braves order. First pitch ball. Houston walked in that first inning on 3 walks and hit by pitch all in a row from Lehman, but he's found the zone since. That's big right now, just being able to get back to that fastball. Now you adjust to the weather.
Yeah, and keeping this game tied is going to be even crucial as we work through the third.
2-0s up top. We mentioned it last inning. You're almost playing like this is the 8th inning right now because we talked about it between innings. We're not meteorologists, but green is not a good sight with some orange on the radar. And a 4-pitch walk from Eric Houston, second time he reaches base.
The closer you get to red in that radar, you just don't want to see it.
We should probably try to talk to Adam Gotkin, our sideline reporter, during his hit. Maybe he can give us a full weather update, get an umbrella going too.
Get him some weather practice.
Yup.
But while we were talking about the weather and all that, Houston gets his 6th walk of the summer, and that's now the team lead.
On-base machine. Stanfield with the 5 walks. Here's Caden Bodine. Fouls one off. And the slump right now for Bodine, hit by a pitch in his last AB, but 0 for his last 13 at-bats overall. You hope that he gets going, but we mentioned it too. First week of the season, you don't get over-talked about with certain slumps. Don't freak out overall, because what Bodine brings to the table was 5th in RBIs in the Sun Belt this spring.
Yeah, 71 of them. Second team all Sun Belt, and mentioned this last week, but had an unbelievable regional as well, 8 for 14 with 6 of those 71 RBIs.
Batted .380 on the Cape last summer. 1-1. Bodine skies one foul.
So we've seen it from Caden Bodine. It's been there since the beginning of February, just having a little bit of trouble with the adjustment to the wood bat. And we don't know how much longer he'll exactly be here before the Team USA training camp begins, but definitely looking to contribute here in the third.
Fouls one off. Houston also a threat to steal. Has stolen a couple bags so far for the Braves. And Scott Landers, what Bourne did last summer, over 100 stolen bases in 44 games. Bourne loves to run. They'll do it at a high clip. And sometimes you'll lose that battle, but Scott Landers understands that. Houston stays put. Now a 2-2 count.
Bourne still trying to break through for that first hit. They've been aided by the free passes and the wet balls so far by Lehman.
2-2. Bodine crushes one foul. It seems like for the Braves this season, they've scored multiple runs on box. Yes, they've scored runs on box multiple times. They've walked in a run. We've seen them score runs without hits. It's happened before, and their pitching staff has done that early on, eating the other side with walks and hit by pitches. Long AB for Bodine, gets longer here. That's what he does such a good job of, too. Even in a slump, works a lot of long ABs, doesn't go down easy, doesn't strike out a whole bunch, too, from either side of the plate.
Yeah, he's been patient. One thing with him, he's just been hitting everything on the ground. You're not going to get a whole lot of opportunities when you do hit that ball straight into the ground.
2-2, right back at us. Have the netting in front of us at the deck.
But it did look like when watching him take his batting practice swings earlier today, and the first one especially, went a long way into the right center field gap. He seems to be hitting the ball better in batting practice and taking a bit of a better approach to the plate.
Houston going on the 2-2. Pitch low, gets past Jarrell, and gets that bounce back from the brick backstop. But Houston gets second base, and Bourne aggressive right there with 2 strikes. And a full count. Bodine works it all the way back.
As Bodine works this count full, wanted to bring up our chat with Coach Jared Saltalamacchia a couple weeks ago, in which he really emphasized with us taking it as an approach basis at the plate and making sure you have something in mind and a goal when going up to the box instead of just trying to go up there and hit the ball as hard as you can or, hit it to a certain spot in the field. You want to do whatever you can to play a mind game with the pitcher and make sure you can execute with the stick.
And Bodine, the approach here, just staying alive any way he can. And to have Saltalamacchia back, he was at the Combine in Arizona. Had a long flight, he said, yesterday. Came to Falmouth last night. Hopefully got some rest last night and tried to fight off the jet lag. 3-2, Bodine crushes one, right field and deep. Lippy back at the track, off the base of the wall. Houston rounds third base. He's going to roll in and score. Talked about a slump. No more for Caden Bodine. An RBI double, and Bourne leads 2-1.
It was about time, and we go back to that approach, working the count all the way back to full, getting a pitch he likes, middle and on the inside half, and he clubs it. Barely misses that home run over the short porch and right, but that's not a short porch necessarily in terms of feet, 360 feet to straightaway right field, and Bodine is able to give Bourne a 2-1 advantage with his 3rd RBI hit of the year.
330 right to the foul pole and then curves like that triangle at Fenway. Brings up Braden Holcomb. First pitch up top. And taking a lead here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. I think we mentioned that there's rain, and that rain keeps coming. What could happen after 4 innings of play? Off second is Bodine. Must feel good after a big double, much needed. Ends an 0 for 13 streak. And Holcomb now 1-1 count. We saw that hot start for Holcomb, so you see what he's capable of here, and there's such a high ceiling. Just finished up his freshman year, and at 6'5", 257, can play the outfield and run. Don't see that often at all. Lehman's 1-1, a wave and a miss.
The versatility is what's going to give him a leg up in the SEC when you can play left field, you can play right field, you can play first base. Who knows, maybe he's got the frame to play third base if he really wanted to as well. Could improve that glove on the infield and then at the corners.
1-2, swing and a miss. And no drop third strike, says Gerald. He made the catch. And there's 2 down. And Holcomb now his 10th strikeout of the season. That's one of the issues with him right now. And we've seen him have multiple conversations with Saltalamacchia. It's making that change for Holcomb as his teammate in Camden, Kozel, steps in.
And we've seen it with Braden sometimes getting up in the count and then chasing on those 2-0, 2-1 pitches to where he thinks he's going to get something he likes. He doesn't necessarily get that pitch, and then he's been very prone to chasing the off-speed.
And Kozel looking to make it 3-1 Bourne, and he will. Right down the left field line. He'll motor into second base. Hey, so 2 hits on the inning. Bodine and Kozel begging to get out of slumps. They give Bourne some RBI doubles. 3-1 Bravos.
And it'll be the first RBI of the summer for Camden Kozel. Just his 3rd hit. He was in a major slump as well. Hadn't had a hit since his 2nd game. You see the Bourne players in the dugout cheering on as they grab a 3-1 lead here in the bottom of the 3rd.
And trying to keep Bodine dry, who just scored, covering the top of the dugout. Matthew Gravlin sees a first pitch strike. We've seen the energy from the Braves after last night with the win over Falmouth, and Garrett Michelle told our beat reporter and Sean Brennan just talking about how, hey, once we get going, it's going to be dangerous overall. 0-1 to Gravlin, and a called strike. But Kozel just going the other way. Bodine goes with himself to right field. Bottom 3, 2 away, 0-2 count. Can Lehman work out of this jam and stop the bleeding? Here's the pitch to Gravelin. This one blooped down the right field line. It will drop foul. For Gravelin, though, decides to stay at Ohio State in the transfer portal, but they make a really good decision at the head coach spot.
Yeah, Justin Hare comes over from Campbell. That's a program that's been on the rise for quite some time now. And Tony Mosiello, the former head coach for Ohio State, taking other professional opportunities, forced Gravelin into the transfer portal, as well as some of the big stars for Ohio State, Landon Beidelshees, who was with YD last summer, Henry Kazmar as well. But Gravelin, part of that big three at Ohio State, going to stay put in Columbus.
Did he hold off here? No, he didn't. Strike three. Third punch out for Lehman, and that ends the inning. But that rain coming down, and it's not cooling off the Bravos offense. 2 RBI doubles for Caden Bodine and Camden Kulzel makes it 3-1 Bourne after 3 here from Dorn Park. And folks, savor the moment with Portside Liquors. Discover a world of fine wines and spirits and craft beer handpicked for every occasion. From rich reds to smooth spirits, elevate your experience with us. Unwind with excellence. Visit us today at Portside Liquors, 59A, MacArthur Boulevard, where every sip tells a story. Scott Landers is coming to the mound to rake off the mound for his pitcher in Connor Whitgriff. Top 4 coming up here from Dorn Park.
The 2024 Cape Cod Baseball. The 23rd induction class of the Cape Cod Baseball League Hall of Fame has been announced. Join us on November 17th in celebrating Andrew Calica, Todd Cunningham, Pat Neshek, Nick Senzel, Brick Smith, Jeff Trunny, and Todd Helen. Buy your tickets today by visiting the Cape League website, capecodbaseball.org.
That's Scott Landers, the Bourne manager right now, raking the mound for his southpaw in Connor Whitgriff to get set here on the top of the 4th inning. But that rain heavy, but has cooled off a tiny bit. And the assistant coaches for the Braves behind home plate are doing the grounds crew work right now. It's the beauty of Cape Cod baseball.
Look at all that turfus they're pouring down on the mound and around the batter's box and behind the plate right there. This is the beauty of summer baseball. You see your assistant coaches and your head coach doing the dirty work. No grounds crews here on the Cape, other than the guys that are doing the coaching as well. And they make this field, especially here at Dorn Park, look pristine, as well as every other coaching staff on the Cape making their own fields look pretty good in a day like this where it's going to take in a lot of water.
Yeah, before the game, we saw Scott Landers, on the vehicle just moving around with the dirt, and we saw Salto Amakia behind home plate getting the chalk and everything ready to go. That's the thing about Cape Cod baseball is it's the best baseball league for college baseball players here in America, but it's also the one that, kind of in a way involves the most help from coaches and players sometimes. You don't get the most funding for a league that a lot of the time is nonprofit.
Absolutely. And, summer baseball as a whole is so special. And in the Cape, you get the best players in the country. You get some of the best coaching for summer ball in the country. And overall, it's just a great experience to have the host families involved, to see all the fans sticking through the rain here at Dorn Park and coming out to support a baseball team in which not only has done so much for this community, but has won some baseball games and won some championships over the last couple years. It's just everything that makes summer baseball special is showing here tonight in Bourne.
And there's both coaching staffs, the Wareham side as well. But back here for the top of the fourth inning from Dorn Park, alongside Nathan Schwartz. Cam Manna with you. Adam Gotkin staying dry at the moment, but he'll be at the sideline in just a little bit. And 3-4-5 here for the Gatemen. Connor Whitgriff entering his fourth inning of work. Had 2 1-2 threes, then a solo blast to Jacob Gerald in the third. Looking for a shorter stint here in the fourth. It's Murph Gray, Jace Reinhart, and Bobby Bozer, a 3 up. First pitch, looping curve. It's a beauty. Gray's 0 for 1 to begin. Batted .296 this spring at Fresno State. .384 to begin here on the Cape. And that power in this Gatemen lineup, we have seen it from top to bottom. And the triples, that's been their bread and butter. Don't see that often. 3 triples through 6 games. Now a 2-1 count.
And not only 3 triples, they're the only team in the Cape to have a triple so far. So it's even more impressive that they've got 3 of them.
3 triples to Bourne's none, but now the Bravos climbing up in that double lead department. 2-1. Swing and a miss from Gray. His head just turning to left field. 2 strikeouts so far for Whitgriff. Both came in the third inning and jammed between a 1-3 putout. 2-2. Hack and a miss. There's number 3 for Whitgriff. 1 down.
It's been tough to come by a strikeout tonight for Connor Whitgriff, but getting them when he needs them the most. The first down of the inning always the most important, sets the tone for the rest of the frame, and especially against a hitter of Gray's caliber when you have to face the meat of the Gatemen order.
Brings up Jace Reinhart. He's a first pitch strike, and now Whitgriff just working backwards. We saw that curveball for the strikeout on Gray. Goes first pitch there to Reinhart. This one low. Reinhardt's 0 for 1, a ground out to Penny at third base in the second. Hitting .346 here to begin. 1-1, swing and a miss. Both hitters, Gray and Reinhardt, out in front looking to pull on Whitgriff, who can take something off of it. His fastball not overpowering, and the curveball and the changeup has that 2-seam as well. 1-2, back-to-back. 2 away.
Foul tip, strike 3, another fastball blown by. There's that 2-seamer that we've talked about a couple times tonight. And only had 2 strikeouts coming into the inning. He's got 4 now after striking out the 3 and 4 hitters for the Gatemen.
Comes with the curve, then an elevated fastball to Reinhardt. And here's Bobby Bozer. Lines one foul. Oh, off the top of the dugout of the Braves. Isaiah Jackson and company just ducking low as it's really just the top of the dugout.
Yeah, just heard a look out, and everybody goes into bracing for impact mode. Always got to be ready when you're in a dugout.
0-1 is low. Hard hit ball there from Bozer. Also 0 for 1. 1 for his first 17 here on the Cape. A Gatemen returner from 2023. And grounds one foul, this one away from the dugout. The Gatemen so far 2 hits, to Bourne's 2 hits, and one of them a solo blast. But a 3-1 Bravos lead in the top of the 4th inning. 1-1, up and outside.
Whitgriff plugging along here, already through 3 2/3, and only made the 1 mistake on that home run for Gerald.
And the 2-2 is low, so Bozer works all the way back to a full count. Back-to-back strikeouts so far. 4 strikeouts in the last 5 ABs for Whitgriff. Taking a lot of time off the mound to just get the grip of that baseball. We saw the Bourne coaching staff get that mound ready to go. And Whitgriff, ball 4. So a 2-out base runner here for the Gatemen, and Colby Turner makes his way to the plate.
First time we've seen the free pass issued tonight by Whitgriff, who didn't give up any in that first outing, the 5-inning outing against Orleans last Saturday. He's been so efficient, just finding the strike zone in whatever way he can with any pitch he can The chase rate has also been pretty solid so far for Connor Whitgriff, trying to get through 9 full complete innings on the Cape if he can get one more out.
This pitch to the backstop gets a crazy bounce. Chases Bodine up the third base side. So Bozer advances 90 feet. Tying run in the box here. Turner 0 for 1, batting 182 here early on in 5 games. And that fly out to right field that ended that second inning on one of the 2 1-2-3s for Whitgriff. The Gatemen not the most aggressive team on the base paths. 1-0 pitch, wave and a miss. Another Gatemen hitter out in front. And see some of the fans there behind the plate, hoods on with the umbrellas. Few fans putting the umbrellas down. The rain starting to hold off just a little bit. Here's the 1-1. Bodine with the block.
And it's turned into just a light mist here. Going back to the radar to check and see where the dark green is at.
And all those fans right on that third base side for the Braves. Whitgriff here in a 2-1 hole. Here's the pitch. Another swing and a miss. Turner's front shoulder just pulling away on a low and inside changeup. So can Whitgriff stop it here? Keep the Braves in front after 3.5. 2-2. Got him, strike 3. Connor Whitgriff, 3 strikeouts on the inning. And give him 5 here tonight. And after 3.5 from Dorn Park, Bourne in front of Wareham, 3-1 on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
The Cape Cod Baseball League, in partnership with the Mass State Lottery, celebrates the dedication and sacrifice of all branches of the military, veterans, and first responders. Join us during the 4th inning of every Friday for the Mass State Lottery Hero of the Game presentation. Nominate your hero at the press box today. Attention please, now pitching for the Gatemen, number 44 from Mississippi State University, Gavin Black.
There's Davis Gillespie for the Braves and Gavin Black on the bump. Your new pitcher here in the bottom of the 4th inning, and the Bravos a 3-1 lead. Black, the 6-foot right-hander out of Mississippi State, pitched in 12 games this past spring, 13 2/3 innings pitched. The control was there for the Bogart, Georgia native. 22 strikeouts to 8 walks. He'll face 8-9-1 in the Bravos order as the rain dipping away at the moment here from Bourne. We'll see if that holds off here tonight. First pitch to Gillespie. Fouls it back. Bourne got their 2 runs in that 3rd inning on RBI doubles from Camden Kozel and Caden Bodine. And the 2 hitters in the lineup where they had to get going, Nathan.
Yeah, absolutely. When these 2 guys get going, the sky can be the limit for this Bourne offense.
And Gillespie sees a strike.
But it's just when everybody is contributing, when you have guys reaching on base 1 through 9 in the order, when you just have guys putting balls in play. We've seen the strikeout numbers take a little bit of a step back today. Everybody's doing their part for this Bourne offense.
0-2 hole is Gillespie. Stays alive a pitch. The outfielder out of Southern Mississippi. 0 for 1 here tonight. 4 for 13 here on the summer. Had a 2 for 4 performance against Hyannis 2 nights ago. Here's Black's 1-2. This one almost on the Black, just off the mark. But fans have still stayed put here from Dorn Park, that loyal Bravos fan base, the 2023 champs. 1 of 6 appearances they'll have against the Gatemen this summer. 2-2, swing and a miss, drop 3rd. And Gerald gets out number 1 on Black's punch-out. We said had 22 this past spring in Mississippi State, and his first appearance here with the Gatemen.
In his freshman season at Northwest Florida State College, he had 43 across 36 innings, and he had 1 strikeout in his first appearance of the summer against Falmouth on Sunday. So the strikeout with that fastball and the breaking ball, which we saw in that last pitch, definitely going to be something to watch for Black as he works through his outing.
We'll see how far he can go here after Cole Lehman, his night being done. First pitch to Clay Grady, up and in.
Lehman was able to go the 5 innings in his first start of the summer, which also came Sunday at Falmouth, but only lasts the 3 tonight. You look back at that first inning where the control really just wasn't there.
Yeah, he lost control early on and then had a bounce-back inning, and then that 3rd for the Braves. Get a 1-out base runner in Houston. Bodine drives him in. 2 batters later, Camden Kozel drives in Bodine. Grady reached on an E4, and then Wisconsin stealing in the 2nd. Lines this one right up the middle. Bozer there on the backhand. Fires the scoop. Beautiful. Oh, for the Gatemen defense. We just said it. Bozer at an E4, and that one a web gem for the senior at USF.
Reading that ball exceptionally well off the bat of Clay Grady. That ball kind of just died. Looked like off the bat it was going to be a line drive up the middle, but it hits that dirt that's been getting the brunt of the rain over the last hour or so, and Bozer able to collect himself, throwing a skip to first, and Putnam with a nice scoop as well.
Top of the order with Chris Stanfield. First pitch in there. Putnam a really good scoop. Just that 1 hopper and got him right there by a step. Close call with Grady, who has speed. 5 stolen bases this summer. What a 1-2-3 would do here for Gavin Black out of the bullpen. 0-1. Back to that breaking ball and has Stanfield wondering on the outside corner. Two hits for the Braves and the 3 runs. Stanfield 0 for 2 here to begin. Now 0 for his last 5. Black sets the pitch. Back to that same spot. This time on the fastball, it's off the mark.
Great location right there from Black. Pumping in that fastball. Low 90s on the outer half. Almost got the call.
Comes back on the 1-2. Swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts out of the bullpen for Gavin Black. Much needed here for the Gatemen. And after 4 from Dorn Park, the Braves still holding on to a 3-1 lead. Marty Chevrolet, your dealer for the people, proudly supports the Bourne Braves baseball team. See all our cars and trucks at martychevrolet.com and go Braves. 2 hits for both sides, but Connor Whitgriff jogs back on the mound. Bottom 4 coming up here from Dorn Park.
Make sure you get your tickets in our 50-50 raffle. Tickets are still available at the table in front of concessions. Tonight's prizes include Harbor and Canal Cruises, gift certificates from the Trading Post Lounge, Lobster Trap, Cape Cod Slush and Ice Cream, $30 Upside Down Escape Games, Group Capina, Cafe, and a free 1-year subscription to Cape Cod Life. And of course, 50% of tonight's cash jackpot.
Braves lead the Gatemen 3-1. Check below. Welcome back into Durham Park for the top of the 5th inning. The Braves lead the Gatemen 3-1. The field is still holding steady. The rain has pretty much stopped by now. The final rain showers should be over within the next hour or so. Home plate and the mound are really the main issues right now, but they're putting quick dry out on the mound and on home plate whenever they can. There were people here very, very early today to try and get the field in tip-top shape, and it looks like it's holding up right now.
We appreciate Adam, and we'll see how long this field does hold up, but a lot of bright thoughts and some good news coming the way from the weather apps that we've been looking at all afternoon to see how far this game would go if it was going to be played. But right now, heading to the top of the 5th inning, Bourne and Wareham, their first meeting of 6 here on the Cape in 2024. Connor Whitgriff back in the bump. His 5th inning of work went 5 in the opener. We're going to get through 5 here tonight. And Jacob Jarrell fouls one off. This was the matchup. In that 3rd inning, a solo shot for Jarrell put that only run on the board for the Gatemen.
Now it's also a leadoff homer for Jarrell in that 3rd inning, trying to work some magic here again and at least get a base runner on and bring the tying run to the plate for Wareham here in the 5th.
Putnam and Lippy to follow, bottom of this Gatemen order. 2 hits for both sides, but Bourne has had 2 hits, both RBI doubles. 1-1 count. Important to see here for Whitgriff, though. Second start and the last, and his control in the zone mixes up that 2-seam and 4-seam so well. 1-1, wave and a miss. And brings a lot of good things to the table. Just confidence on the mound for Whitgriff. And that curveball, it's been that put-out pitch. We'll see if he goes to it here. The 1-2, there is that curve. Check down, and Jarrell head up.
Close call right there. Great pitch executed by Whitgriff, down and in with the breaking stuff. He's been firing that with 2 strikes all night.
2-2, chop foul there from Jarrell. Hit 6 home runs this spring at Clemson. 24 RBI, showed the power here on about 390 to left center. Whitgriff's 2-2. Breaking balls outside. Has 4 strikeouts, or 5, excuse me, had 3 last inning in the 4th. Looking to put down Jarrell here to begin in this 5th inning. Jarrell pops one in the air, shallow left field. Penny over there, and he'll make the catch in foul territory for 1 away.
It's a great battle. Whitgriff, Jarrell. It was Jarrell that got the best of Whitgriff in that top half of the 3rd inning with the homer. Went about 390 feet to the left center field gap, but Whitgriff able to work back after Jarrell fouls off a couple pitches with 2 strikes, and he executes his pitch where he wanted it and gets the pop out.
Gives way to Eli Putnam. Swing and a miss. Whitgriff in a groove. Lefty warming up in the Bravos bullpen for a lineup in the Gatemen where they go heavy righty here tonight. There are those fans staying put as the 0-1 is fouled in the box. A lot of those Bravos fans, Gatemen fans that have traveled have been here ready to go. And there's that lefty pitcher for the Bravos. Looking to get the action and ready to go. Here's the 0-2. Grounded left side. Under the glove of Penny. Grady helps him out. In time. The backup from Clay Grady. 2 down.
And the awareness is really what makes that play so special. Grady right there, seeing that Penny's going to try and cut him off and make that play. Penny couldn't quite get there in time. Grady's in the perfect position right behind there to make the play without any hiccups. And then knowing the speed going to first base immediately makes that throw to first for the second out.
Big play there from Grady. His defense on display. Michael Lippy sees a first pitch strike. Struck out in one of the few strikeouts for Connor Whitgriff. And quickly 0-2. Looking for number 6 here tonight through 5 innings. Would be almost an identical start to his Orleans debut on the 15th. 0-2 to the backstop. He went 5 innings, 6 strikeouts, no walks, and no runs in that one. Has that 1 run here on 1 swing. And has only walked 1 batter. Has been taking his time off the mound, just corralling that baseball, making sure he has that right grip. 1-2. Penny at third. Gets it on the backhand. Hard throw. And it's in time. So Whitgriff gets through 5 innings in his second start here from Dorn Park, and maybe his last inning of work in a Braves uniform. Bottom 5 coming up here from Bourne. A Braves 3-1 lead.
Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay, Bourne's premier senior living community. Conveniently located adjacent to the Cape Cod Canal. Visit us at KeystonePlace@BuzzardsBay.com. Convention Data Services, or CDS, is a technology company based in Bourne and a proud supporter of Cape Cod baseball. Since 1986, CDS has been delivering customized solutions to the global trade show industry. Keep up with CDS at cdsreg.com and follow them on Facebook and LinkedIn. Savor the moment with Portside Liquors. Discover a world of fine wine, spirits, and craft beer, hand-picked for every occasion. From rich reds to smooth spirits, elevate your experience with us. Unwind with excellence. Visit today at Portside Liquors, 598 MacArthur Boulevard, where every sip tells a story. Marty Chevrolet, your dealer for the people, proudly supports Bourne Braves. See all cars and trucks at martychevrolet.com.
There's the gold helmet of Jack Penny. He'll lead us off here in the bottom of the 5th inning from Dorn Park. That rain's still a factor, but continues to move away as the Braves have a 3-1 lead over the Gatemen, and their offense was hot back in that 3rd inning. 2 RBI doubles for Caden Bodine and Camden Kozel. You'll see Bodine this inning. Houston and Bodine, the 2 hitters after Penny. Gavin Black, there he is, 2nd full inning of work. The 6-foot, 195 righty. And Penny grounds one at Bozer. That's going to be out number 1.
And that change to the gold helmet has resulted in 2 ground ball outs to the right side. One to Putnam at first and one to Bozer at second.
Has hit the ball hard a few times. Had a scorcher at Putnam at first base in his last AB.
The luck of the Irish not in Penny's favor at the moment.
Here's Merrick Houston. First pitch is low. Has walked twice here tonight. Leads the team in walks with 6. Also stole a base. Has been the guy in the Bourne lineup. 467 coming in. The only knock on him to begin is his play at shortstop at times with the errors. Up in the count, 2-0.
And in terms on the weather front, we heard from Adam in the top half of the inning. It appears to have passed for the most part. Maybe a cell coming in the next 15 minutes or so. But other than that, I think we're going to be good to finish play here tonight after what at the start seemed to be a game where he might not even get 2 full innings.
No one thought we were going to finish this whole entire game, and now we're moving along well, moving quickly. Bottom 5, you have to play 4, so if it had to end with some crazy storm coming in, Bourne would have the victory. 3-1 count as Black looks to work back. But really, Houston has picked up Bodine in that 4 spot for the slump that he's had. Houston has stepped up in a big way. 3-1 pitch, and Black misses the spot. So 3 walks for Merrick Houston here tonight, and a 1-out base runner for the Bravos.
He's been extremely patient, not trying to do too much at the plate, even though coming in leading the team in average at 474 and 9 hits. Is trying to improve that on-base percentage, which was at 565 coming in, and that's got to be, if not above 600, right there.
We mentioned before, Caden Bodine, the RBI double in the 3rd inning. Crushed one down the right field line. Once again, batting left against the righty here for the Gatemen. Snap throw from Gerald. Houston back. These 2 teams have played very closely since 2015. Bourne leads the series 21-20 and 4. There was 3 ties back in 2019 between the Gatemen and the Bravos. Bodine fouls one back. And even last summer, for where the Gatemen were, they were bottom of the West Division. The Gatemen gave the Bravos the most trouble, really, out of any team in the West for how good Hyannis and Falmouth both were. And both sides' ballparks, the closest to each other out of any team on the Cape. Black, a long look in. 0-2. Bodine smokes one left center field. And diving in. Oh, what a play from Weinhardt. Full extension in left center field. Called off Summerhill and saved an extra base hit. Bodine gets robbed, and there's 2 away.
And it would only be Caden Bodine that play would come against. Finally broke out of the slump. Hits the ball extremely well again, this time the other way to the left center field gap. But the newest Mountaineer in Reinhardt makes an absolutely incredible play. Looked like he even slipped a little bit going to his stomach to make that catch. Full extension, full slide or dive, whatever you want to call it, for the inning's 2nd out.
Brings up Braden Holcomb. This one of the backstop, and Houston advances to 2nd for yet another inning. That control issues for the Gatemen pitching staff wasn't really there for Whitgriff, who found the zone. Only 1 walk in his first 2 starts for Bourne. Holcomb can extend this lead for the Bravos, up 3-1. As Black steps off here, had about 10 seconds on that pitch clock. The pitch clock here in Bourne installed a few nights ago in right center field and behind home plate. One-0, low in the zone.
And Holcomb now, we talked about the hits over the first 4 games. Last 2 games, and including tonight, 0 for 10. A couple times he's reached base via the walk, including that RBI walk he had back in the 1st inning. He's trying to do whatever he can to put the ball in play and get on base.
Check swings here, but he went around. And that's the approach that we talked about from Jared Saltamacchia. You mentioned it earlier on the broadcast, talking with hitters about what is your approach at the plate. 2-0 count there, that's not the pitch that Holcomb wants to see.
No, and you think the approach right here would just be hitting something to the right side, a big gap over there between Bozer and Putnam. And also just that pitch selection, also a key part of any approach.
Time called, pitch clock violation against Black. So it gives Holcomb now a 3-1 count. And that approach now is the same here. You got to really find your pitch, even more than a 2-1 count. Not chasing out of the zone, which we saw Holcomb do last night. 10 strikeouts through his first 7 games.
A very hitter-friendly count right here, 3-1. Holcomb is like to be aggressive in these 2-0, 2-1, 3-1 counts so far over the first week.
3-1. Didn't like it. Ball 4 5-pitch walk for now the Vanderbilt sophomore. And here's his teammate in Camden Kozel.
We saw Kozel go the other way, just past Colby Turner over there at third base. And for a ball that wasn't hit too hard off the bat, it kind of just hit that grass and rolled for quite a bit down the left field line, allowing Kozel to get all the way to second base and bring home that third run for the Bravos.
So first and second here for Bourne. First pitch to Kozel, in there for a strike. The shortstop and Jimenez right behind Houston at second base. Black sets here before the 0-1. Long look in. Kozel, grounder right side. Bozer there. That ends the inning. No hits and no runs for the Braves here in the fifth on 2 walks. They strand 2 more runners. And moving along here on this Saturday night. Bourne 3, Gatemen 1 here on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay, Bourne's premier senior living community, conventionally located adjacent to the Cape Cod Canal. Visit us at Keystone Place at buzzardsbay.com. Connor Whitgriff still out there for the Bravos. Top 6 coming up here from Bourne.
Fans, be sure to visit our souvenir stand right downstairs from the press box to get your Braves attire. Now batting, the center fielder from the University of Arizona, number 22, Brendan Summerhill.
Connor Whitgriff continues to motor through here in game number 7 of the Cape League season. The furthest a Bourne Braves starter has gone here early on. 6th inning, top 6 Gatemen of the plate on a Bourne 3-1 lead. And first pitch bunting here on that left side is Summerhill, and he's safe. An infield single. Whitgriff cannot pick it up in time. And you wonder the pitch count as well. A lefty still warming up in the Bravos bullpen, but hey, for the Gatemen, only 2 hits here. Summerhill goes with a bunt for hit number 3.
You couldn't have fielded that much better if you were Connor Whitgriff. Got a great jump off the mound, even dealing with a little bit of the wetness of it. Summerhill just got a great jump and great placement, is able to beat it out, and it's going to bring the tying run to the plate for Wareham here in the top of the 6th.
It's Antonio Jimenez, who's been cold tonight 0 for 2, but came in batting .400. Also shows bunt and fouls it off as Wareham here goes small ball. Anyway on right now for the Gatemen and trying to get Whitgriff out of this game. They've had so much trouble against the lefty out of Minnesota.
And what will likely be Whitgriff's last appearance with Bourne, just a couple starts before the draft. Coach Landers giving him an extended outing.
His 0-1 pitch, low and inside. That mix for Whitgriff, and it's also great for a lefty when you have that 2-seam. Can tail away, adds a lot more movement. Two doubles so far in the season for Jimenez. 1-1 from Whitgriff, Bodine the block. And still that rain holding off now, a lot less than it was early on in this game where it was almost pouring to begin. That middle infield for the Braves pinching with Kozel and Grady. And Grady's made some phenomenal plays here tonight. Whitcliff's 2-1. This could be 2. Kozel picks it up. Grady on to second for 1. On to first. 4-6-3. That's how you bounce back after a bunt single. And right on cue. Silky smooth for the Bravos. And there's 2 down.
Exactly what the doctor ordered right there. You get the leadoff base runner if you're Wareham. Couldn't have hit the ball much harder on that ground ball to Kozel at second base, but fluid fielding. He's able to make the toss, and Grady coming a long way from his shortstop position where he was playing pretty much in line with the outfield grass. Comes all the way to second base and makes a nice turn to get that second out.
As Murph Gray fouls one off, but Kozel was shifted up the middle, and he was right there. Perfect spot. Pretty much where Kozel's standing at second right now is where he was. 0-1. This one's in. And really outside of that third inning on the solo homer, Whitcliffe has been phenomenal. Had 1, 2, 3s in the first and second. Strikeout numbers have been there as well. 1-1. Rounded at Grady. Slides under his glove. Gray to first base. We'll see what they score it here. And just a hard hit ball that Grady saw the whole way and just dipped under his glove.
Yeah, I mentioned this earlier when the throw went down to second base from Bodine and it got under the glove of Kozel. Something similar plays out here with Grady. He's already got the tough play. When he has to slide to his glove side, that left side, when the ball just kind of stays flat, doesn't really come up with the hop. And I think it might have even gone in between his glove and his body in that little crease, and it's going to give Gray and Wareham a base runner.
Reinhardt sees a first pitch strike. He's 0 for 2 so far tonight, one of the 5 strikeouts from Connor Whitcliffe. That tying run once again in the box for Wareham. Wave and a miss out in front. Just clipped in the box from Reinhardt and quickly 0-2. It seems like, too, after every tough at-bat that Whitcliffe's had, he's bounced back so well. Infield single, then you move on, you get the double play. Home run, you move on after that, you punch out 2. Looking for strikeout number 6 through 6. The pitch, got him, strike 3 on the inside corner. What an outing for Connor Whitcliffe, and what Nathan said could be his last before the MLB. What a night for number 26. After 5.5 here from Bourne, the Braves a 3-1 lead over the Gatemen. There's Gavin Black back on the bump for his 3rd inning of work as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning here from Doran Park on this Saturday night that has stayed dry at the moment. The rain has not stopped Bourne and Wareham facing off for the 6th, one of 6 meetings here in 2024. Alongside Nathan Schwartz, Cam Manna with you, Adam Gotkin on the sideline on a Bravos 3-1 lead, and there's Matthew Gravlin, Matty Ice in the box here for the Braves.
Trying to continue what's been a pretty good summer so far for him over the first 3 outings, 0 for 2 tonight, but has been putting together quality at-bats game in and game out.
Struck out in his last AB, shows bunt, pulls back. If you're just joining us, Gatemen last inning, they showed 2 bunts, had an infield single from their center fielder in Summerhill, and Bourne wanted to go small ball there. 3 hits for Wareham, 2 for the Bravos. Blacks 1-0, wave and a miss. Rain last night here on the Cape, and once again stays here. But just flying past Dorn Park. Forecast said heavy rain at 7:15. It's not here, as the 1-1's in there for a strike.
And I'm happy to report that with the current radar, it looks like all of the rain has passed. So it looks like we're going to be in for a full game here at Dorn Park tonight.
We've put our meteorologist hats on here tonight. Blacks 1-2, swing and a miss. And Black has stepped up here out of the bullpen. Not the best outing for Lehman, what he expected innings-wise, but Black here out of the bullpen now puts down his 3rd hitter via the K.
Yeah, only the 2 walks, the blemish for Black so far in his 3rd inning of work. He's kept Wareham in this game in what's a very manageable 2-run deficit.
Bottom of the Braves order, Gillespie and Grady, and then Stanfield towards the top. First pitch to Gillespie is a strike. 0 for 2 here tonight. His last appearance 2 nights ago. 2 hits in the tie against the Harbor Hawks. The Braves have mixed up their outfield very well. Isaiah Jackson gets the night off, the Arizona State native. Here's the 0-1 from Black. Low in the dirt.
This outfield in general has really just been a rotation other than Chris Stanfield, who's been a mainstay in center. But we've seen Holcomb in left, Holcomb in right, Vitterick in right, Isaiah Jackson, Gillespie, just a whole bunch of guys.
1-1 pitch, once again low. And Vitterick stepping in last night, gets the start, grand slam. Stanfield's been the mainstay, as we alluded to. Holcomb moving around very well, has such a bright future. And Gillespie had a southern miss. 2-1. They checked down, he held back on the upstairs cheese. Fans have stayed put here tonight. Bourne back at home for the 3rd time in the last 4 days. 3-1, Gillespie, hard hit ball into right field for a single. So his last 2 games, now 3 hits for the outfielder, and gives Bourne their 3rd hit here tonight.
And he's just been having a sneaky good summer, and he's now 1 for 3 tonight, 5 for 15 over his first 4 games, including a double he had a couple of days ago, and as you mentioned, came those 2 hits in a tie against Hyannis on Thursday.
Has hit the ball well, and he's gone the opposite way. That's what a lot of Bourne hitters have done. Him and Merrick Houston, who's in the 3 spot for the Bravos. Brings up Clay Grady, the 9-hitter. Shows bunt and pulls that stick back. Reached in the 2nd inning on an E4. Hard ground out in the 4th on a Bobby Bozer. Unbelievable play up the middle. We'll see if that double play comes back to haunt the Bravos. Now a 2-0 count. But when Grady gets on base, he's been a machine, 5 stolen bases, but caught stealing here tonight on Jacob Jarrell's amazing throw. He's done a lot for the Gatemen. That solo shot and caught out Grady in a Bourne inning where they were threatening until the 3rd. Black's 2-0 pitch. This one on the Black. You also asked for insurance here for the Braves, and back to that question about Scott Landers. Obviously, that last start for Connor Whitgriff, how far does he go? Has worked efficiently on the bump. Only 1 walk and the 6 strikeouts. 2-1. Grady, grounder right side, could be 2. Bozer on to 2nd for 1. Jimenez lost it on the transfer. They're going to call him out, and it will be that transfer. So they get the force on the fielder's choice. And Gillespie will head back to the dugout with 2 away.
Came back to your point about how long will Connor Whitgriff go in this game. We've seen Zach Crotchfeld warming up for a couple of innings over there just beyond the left field fence, actively throwing as we speak, and now we'll get a mound visit for the Wareham side. Nobody actively warming up for the Gatemen, but entering a point in this game where not going to have too long of a leash if you're black, if you continue to give up base runners, but what do I know? There will be a pitching change for the Gatemen.
He was just leaning on the fence, ready to go, and he'll jog into this game. So that does it for Black. Be a runner on with 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th inning from Dorn Park when we return on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Attention please, now pitching for the Gatemen from Princeton University, number 23, Jacob Faulkner.
The deceptive Jacob Faulkner on the mound here for the Gatemen. Out of Princeton and grew up in Venice, Florida, a 3.14 ERA, but went 8-1 this past spring. 52 strikeouts, second team All-Ivy for the Tigers. And we say deceptive, you'll see him here. Third base side of the rubber, closes his body in a sidearm thrower. Faces Chris Stanfield, Grady off first with 2 away. Grady going, and Stanfield's bunt is foul.
Saw Coach Landers and Stanfield talking during the pitching change. It looked like that was definitely planned to where they were going to have Grady go off on the pitch and then have Stanfield try and leg out a bunt and get those 2 runners on base with 2 away.
That long look in here for Faulkner, and tougher to steal on. Goes to the slide step. 0-1 in there for a strike. That's tough for Stanfield to time up. Full slide step, he's in there, and to a righty. That ball is hitting almost the whole entire way.
You're almost seeing it in the box from the shortstop position.
0-2. Slider low and out.
And especially a pitch like that where it's a slider, it's coming pretty much straight at you and then winds up all the way in the other box. Really hard to pick up.
We'll see if Grady's in movement here on a 1-2 count. He stays. 1-2, hard grounder at third base. Turner spins, throws. The scoop is not there from Putnam. Grady to third base. Landers will say stop there, and Stanfield to second. So when you thought the Braves were done here in the bottom of the 6th, with 2 away, they're alive with Jack Penny coming to the plate.
And this is how Bourne was able to get those 4 runs in the second inning yesterday, capitalizing on an error. It was Jimmy Nadai at first base for Falmouth, boots a ground ball with 2 outs. Then Isaiah Jackson is able to pick up a walk, load the bases before Landon Vitterick hit that grand slam. Something similar right here, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Jack Penny could get on via the walk, hit by pitch, or even drive in a run, and then bring up the hottest hitter in this Bourne lineup, and one of the best on the Cape in Merrick Houston.
Penny, first pitch, drives it to left field and deep. Diving in left is Reinhardt. He made the catch. Unbelievable. A sensational play for Jace Reinhardt. His second web gem here tonight, and keeps the Gatemen alive and well. Oh, man, could be a 5-1 game, but it's still 3-1 after 6 from Dorn Park. Reinhardt helps out Wareham. Top 7 coming up.
Attention please, now pitching for the Braves from Auburn University, number 27, Zach Rothfeld.
Folks, this inning's brought to you by Convention Data Services, or CDS, an event technology company based in Bourne and a proud supporter of Cape Cod baseball. Since 1986, CDS has been delivering customized solutions to the global trade show industry. Keep up with CDS at cdsreg.com and follow them on Facebook and LinkedIn. There's Zach Crotchfeld out of the bullpen here for the Bravos after an unbelievable night from Connor Whitcliffe before he heads to the MLB. Crotchfeld transferring from Auburn now to Texas Tech, and will make his second appearance for the Bravos. Just that one appearance against Chatham, went 1 inning, 2 hits, 2 earned, with a walk and 3 Ks. He'll get the ball for the Bravos here in top 7.
Fastball, slider, changeup for Crotchfeld, the 3-pitch mix. And in that outing on Monday against the Anglers, gave up that first hit of the day for Chatham. If you remember, it was only a couple of runs for Chatham over the first couple of innings. They didn't have a hit until the 6th, and that's when Crotchfeld entered the game and gave up the 2-run homer in the bottom half of that 6th inning.
Crotchfeld will face 5, 6, 7. Bobby Bozer, Colby Turner, and Jacob Gerald due up. Top of the 7th, here from Bourne, a 3-1 Braves lead. And here's Crotchfeld's first pitch. Bozer launches one deep center field. Stanfield back, track, wall, and this one bounced over the wall. A ground rule double. Bobby Bozer gets a leadoff double and the Gatemen going.
First pitch swinging. He got his timing down during those warm-up pitches to a T. Goes the opposite way, the deep power alley out there towards the new pitch clock in right center field. And couldn't have hit the ball much harder or much further than that without leaving the yard for Bobby Bozer. Second run of the day for Wareham in scoring position. Tying run at the plate right here for the Gatemen.
It's Colby Turner with nobody out. The Gatemen went full righties in their order. Bourne brings in another lefty. Crotchfeld in the zone. In high school, he was rated as the number 93 overall player in his class. Number 9 left-hander out of New Jersey. 6.14 ERA this spring. Limited appearances, as we alluded to, just 7 1/3. Is 0-1. Back in the zone.
And for this Wareham team, really interesting what they've been doing offensively this year. Bottom 3 in the league in runs with only 23. 6th in hits. They are 4th in average. But what's really interesting is that they're 1st in extra base hits. That's the 12th double of the year for Wareham. And they also have those 3 triples that we talked about earlier and 3 homers after the one earlier by Gerald.
And tonight their offense stalled, and now they've come back to life. 5 hits here for the Gatemen on the Bozer ground rule double. Sigh of relief, though, inches away from leaving the yard for the second solo shot of the night. Turner's 0 for 2, struck out in the 4th inning. Crotchfeld, the pitch, lined hard and foul out of play down the line. Sixth game here for Turner out of Huntington Beach, California. 1 RBI. His Wareham order up and down with a lot of stars early on and guys that have struggled. One of those struggling hitters has been Turner, but he could break it open here. 0-2, stays alive.
We've already started to see Bo Bryans warming up for Bourne in the bullpen, the JUCO left-hander. Crotchfeld's been hit pretty hard, only 2 batters, but the first pitch double for Bozer, and then Turner, he was able to get that one much more fair and towards the left field line. Could have been another extra base hit.
Again, Crotchfeld, but 1 down. Fastball low and in.
You see Bryans right there, number 6, with Kevin Curtin, Bourne's pitching coach, staying in the bullpen for every game.
Another lefty could be here for Bourne. 1-2, hard ground ball. Penny, oh, it gets past him. Picked up in Gillespie in left, and the runner stays at third base. Hard ground ball to Penny, just couldn't corral himself. And a smoke shot there from Turner, and 1st and 3rd now for the Gatemen.
First time we've seen Penny caught in between on a ground ball so far this summer. He's been very sound defensively. That one smoked off the bat of Turner. You could tell Penny was debating whether to take that drop step back and kind of field it sideways or whether to charge it and play the high hop. Instead, he kind of waits, lets it come towards him. And now the tying run for Wareham at first base.
And Jacob Gerald had that solo shot, the only run. Sees a first pitch strike. He's 1 for 2. 6 home runs at Clemson. Picks up 1 here on the Cape. Now 6 hits for the Gatemen. 2 errors, though. We saw last night Falmouth had 5 errors. Same hits as Bourne in the 6-1 loss. 0-1. Big hack and a big miss from Gerald. The question here for Turner is he in movement? Nobody out, but Bodine's such a great arm behind the plate. Almost had a runner gunned early on, but Kozel couldn't pick it up on the tag. 0-2. Pop foul out of play.
Crotchfeld has really had no issues finding the zone, whether it be in the middle or the upper part of the zone. We've seen him go to the fastball more towards the middle of the plate and have that breaking slider in the upper half.
Is 0-2. Gerald flies one, left field, and foul. Deep once again, though, from Gerald. We saw his homer to left center field just early on that one into the parking lot. But the Gatemen have so many options right now. 0-2 count. You can decide you want Turner in motion. You risk to strike him out, throw him out, but you get him in scoring position. Has some speed. Bozer off third base. Crotchfeld's 0-2 pitch. Grounder could be 2. Grady to second for 1. Kozel to first. 6-4-3. The Gatemen get 1 run, and now a 1-run ball game, but hey, you'll take a double play in a spot like that.
Yeah, I think that's best case scenario other than 2 consecutive strikeouts for Bourne. You get the hard ground ball to Grady. Everybody able to field their position very nicely, very relaxed. Was that developing play? Kozel, very easy throw over to first base and Graveline covering. Wareham able to get the run. They probably wanted to do a little bit more with that opportunity, first and third with only 1 out, but they are able to bring this game back within 1.
Eli Putnam steps in. 1 for 2 here tonight. Singled and stole a bag in the 3rd inning. But a nice job there from Crotchville. You see a double, a single, you work yourself back, force a ground ball, and Grady and Kozel have been on the same page in the middle infield. Here's the 1-0 to Putnam. Off the mark. Connor Whitgriff, what a night. We'll keep mentioning it, what he was able to bring to the table. Longest outing for a Bourne pitcher so far this season. 6 innings of work, 1 earned run. 2-0 pitch, fouled out of play. Only that 1 walk surrendered as well. And you look at the 2 hits that he allowed, or 3, excuse me, 1 being a solo blast. Without that 1 swing, it's a different outing. Two-one count with 2 away. Crotchfeld, fastball in the zone. And a chance to work out of this inning with only 1 run allowed after 2 on with nobody out.
It's always tough to come into a groove after a first pitch like that almost leaves the yard, but Crotchfeld has definitely settled down.
His 2-2 lined and a single into right center. Way over the head of Kozel. You thought for a second it would die down. And 3 hits on the inning for the Gatemen. Putnam's second here tonight.
Now batting.
You wonder if Coach Landers is going to let Crotchfeld end this inning. We saw Bryan's earlier warming, keeping with that left-hand matchup. Not necessarily a matchup game you can play right here with the right-hander coming to the plate in Lippy. But all of a sudden, once again, the tying run back at first base for the Gatemen.
And Lippy's 0 for 2. First pitch spiked into the ground. Gets past Bodine. And you mentioned it, that tying run now in scoring position. A single here for Lippy can tie up this ball game. Bo Bryan, 6 foot 190, waiting in the bullpen out of Jones County Community College. Appeared in that Chatham loss. 2 innings, 1 earned, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Like a lot of Bourne pitchers, the walks and the strikeouts have been at high numbers. 1-0 to Lippy. Chop foul. Went 7-1 this spring with 110 strikeouts. Only 52 walks on 70 innings. Phenomenal at the JUCO level. But Crotchfeld here looking to get through this top half of the 7th inning. 1-1, swing and a miss. Half going around there was Lippy. And Crotchfeld ahead 1-2.
Crotchfeld's got the strikeout stuff. Haven't seen it so far tonight, but 10 strikeouts over 7 1/3 innings this spring at Auburn, and he had 3 as he struck out the side on Monday.
1-2, line drive left field. This could tie it for the Gatemen. Rounding third is Putnam. Gillespie's throw will not be in time. And Bodine, no throw to second base. Michael Lippy, first hit here tonight. It's an RBI, and the Gatemen tied at 3.
Great approach by Lippy during that entire at-bat. Gets down, 1-2, gets a pitch on the inner half of the plate, is able to keep his hands inside the baseball, get out in front of it, drive it on a hard line to left field, and with Gillespie playing pretty deep against the right-handed hitter, plenty of room to where the runner can score from second and tie this game up for the Gatemen.
Just like that, it is shifted. And Wareham with 8 hits here tonight. Brendan Summerhill, top of the order for Wareham. Lefty on lefty in favor of Crotchfeld. First pitch, line foul and deep down the left field line. But that extension there from Lippy, you see the throw home, not cut off, gets second base. Bodine couldn't keep it together on that snap throw to second base. Now could be costly. Summerhill 1 for 3 here tonight. Had a bunt single back in the 6th. 0-2 count now on 2 foul balls.
And just going back to the defensive side of things for Wareham, how big were those 2 diving plays by Jace Reinhardt? Both could have resulted in runs for Bourne, or at least extended an inning, and it would have been multiple bases, especially that last one. That one could have been at least 3 down the left field line if Reinhardt doesn't get there.
And Reinhardt was slipping and sliding. He had to dive because he got a weird jump with the wet grass here tonight. So 0-2 with 2 away. Can Crotchfeld stop the bleeding? Here's the big pitch. Outside corner, just misses. Another close one, it looks like, here from Dorn Park. That 6-6 tie 2 nights ago against Hyannis. Now here tonight, tied at 3 at the moment. But a swinger for Summerhill could do damage. 1-2, he fouls it off right off the big pillar pole behind home plate.
Almost a half-speed swing right there for Summerhill. Wasn't quite sure if he wanted to go around, but got the bat head out in front with that breaking pitch and keeps this at-bat going with a 1-2 count.
6th pitch of the AB coming up here to Summerhill. 1-2 is low. Held back there in Bodine. A solid block as well. Has been huge for the Bravos behind the plate. Has played some strong defense. An RBI double here tonight. So 2-2, 2 away, runner on second. Another long AB for Crotchfeld. The pitch, line drive, right field, it's a single. Rounding third is Lippy, he's going to score. Heading to second base is Summerhill, the throw is not in time. There are the emotions. An RBI double, and the Gatemen, they take a 4-3 lead here on the top of the 7th.
2-strike hitting. Good teams are able to execute when they have 2 strikes and with 2 outs. And so far for the Gatemen in this inning, they've been doing just that. After the double play, they've gotten 3 hits, single, double, which probably would be a single, and then the error by Holcomb, and Righty didn't really have a great grip on that ball as he tried to field it, and now Bodine going to have a chat with Crotchfeld. We still haven't seen Coach Landers make any move towards the mound. Just pacing back and forth around the dugout. So Crotchfeld's going to have to buckle down and try and get this final out before the Gatemen can add on to this lead, which they have for the first time tonight.
9 hits for the Gatemen and 1 in that bat for Brendan Summerhill out of Arizona. Fouls off 5 pitches and then lines one into right. Gives Wareham the lead. Antonio Jimenez looking to keep it going. Here's the first pitch of the shortstop. Bounces past Bodine. 90 more feet is another Gateman runner at Summerhill. And an inning here for the Braves where you're kind of in the driver's seat of the scoreboard. Few pass balls and some good piece of hitting from the Gatemen has really changed this baseball game.
Yeah, Wareham in this 7th inning has just been taking the approach of choking up with 2 strikes, putting the ball in play, and hoping you're able to find some green grass, and that's exactly what they've done. They've shot the gaps. They've gone in between the holes of this Bourne infield, and now looking to add another run following the wild pitch.
The 1-0 to Jimenez. Swing and a miss. Big pitch there from Crotchfeld. He's gotten into the 2 strike counts on back-to-back hitters. It's now putting it away, and you mentioned the strikeouts. 10 over 7 1/3 this past spring. You need that to come alive right here for the Bravos. 1-1 to Jimenez. Fouls it back. 4-3 is where you want to keep it if you're the Braves. The Gatemen, that solo shot back in the third from Gerald, and the offense has come alive here in the 7th. Now both sides do with 2 errors. Big 1-2. Crotchfeld's pitch at shortstop. Grady picks it up, and he'll end the inning. But not after Wareham. They get 3 runs here in the top of the 7th inning. An RBI double from Brendan Summerhill gives them the lead. Bottom 7 coming up, and it's a whole new ball game here from Bourne.
All right, fans, it's time to announce the winners of tonight's 50-50 raffle. The winner of the Cape Cod Canal Cruise for 2, 746-133. The winner of the Hyannis Harbor Cruise, 745-456. The winner of the Scenic Roofs gift card, 349-378. Gelty's gift card goes to 745-721. Winner of the Starbucks gift card, 348-878. The winner of the Sandwich Glass Museum admission, 745-154. The winner of the Whistle Stop Ice Cream gift card, 744-342. The winner of the Old Country Store gift card, 745-189. The winner of the Cape Cod Slush and Ice Cream gift card, 348-216. The winner of the free subscription to Cape Cod Life, 348-874. The winner of the Trading Post Lounge gift card, 348-866. The winner of the Upside Down Escape Games, 348-879. And the winner of tonight's cash jackpot, 745-151.
The Gatemen get 3 runs in the top of the 7th inning. We got a whole new ball game here from Dorn Park. 3-4-5 for the Bravos, and Jacob Faulkner, the Darren O'Day S right-hander, on the mound here for the Gatemen. 4-3 Wareham here in game number 7 of the Cape League season. First pitch to Houston is low and inside. Alongside Nathan Schwartz, Cam Manna with you. Hope you're staying dry here on this Saturday night. Houston has walked 3 times here tonight. 7 walks leads the team, 0-0. And look at that stance on the sidearm delivery. In there for a strike. Faulkner is closed third base side of the rubber and hides that baseball completely from the righties.
It's similar to Darren O'Day, but it's also quite different.
1-1. Houston can't catch up.
O'Day approached it from more the middle of the mound. Had a much slower delivery to the plate as well. Faulkner wasting no time, just going pedal to the metal straight to the plate.
Has 1 strikeout so far. 1-2 is chopped foul. But how about that 7th inning for Wareham? Brendan Summerhill, an RBI double, gave them the lead. And we go back to Jace Reinhardt in left field, has made 2 diving plays for the Gatemen that have just robbed runs from Bourne. 1-2 to Houston, sliders outside.
That last one ended the inning and what would have brought home 2 runs for Bourne had Reinhardt not made the play. And with the speed of Penny, he could have gotten to third, maybe even an inside the park home run. You never know.
2-2. Grounder at short. Jimenez has the smooth glove. In time for out number 1. Penny has a lot of speed, and talk about triples. Wareham is the most in the Cape with 3. But that play from Reinhardt, he was slipping and sliding. It's rained a whole bunch here tonight from Bourne, and got up and made the play. And Jimenez made some nice plays there at short. So Houston back to the dugout. Caden Bodine in the box. Has an RBI double here tonight. Batting left once again in the righty and Faulkner. First pitch jammed and foul. Almost hit a fan. Ducked at the last second.
I mean, the ultimate last second right there for that fan. He's got a smile on his face now. Avoids a trip to the urgent care down the road.
Bodine grounds this one first base side and just foul. That fan's probably saying, man, it's raining tonight, I'm wet. but I'm watching the Bourne Braves.
He's sticking his ground, though. He's not moving. He's going to tough it out. Definitely keep his eye on every pitch now for the rest of the game.
Well, Bodine in an 0-2 hole. Faulkner's pitch. Bodine drives one deep to left field. Reinhardt under it. He fell again, but he made it on his knees. Has a smile on his face on a slip and slide in left field. That's the guy we're talking about. 2 diving plays. That time, you're battling the elements. You got to do what you got to do.
The Mountaineers are getting a good one in Chase Reinhardt. From what we can see, looking like a Gold Glove left fielder out there for Reinhardt tonight, and what looked like was going to be one of his few routine plays of the night turns into, as you mentioned, Cam, a slip and slide effort to which he has to go to a knee. But all he cares about is that it wound up in his glove, and he gets his team 1 out closer to victory.
Braden Holcomb sees a first pitch strike. 0 for 1 tonight, 2 walks. Jammed between 1 strikeout. Faulkner's dealing, though. Back to the slide piece. This one low. For Reinhardt, he probably thought, as you said, routine play finally. But just going down to the ground to make that play here for Faulkner. 1-1 with 2 away. Bourne trailing by 1. Pitch to Holcomb is low.
He's been much more selective tonight at the plate, especially on those off-speed pitches below the zone. We saw him swing at maybe 1 or 2 of them, but his eye has been the best it's been all summer long with those 2 walks.
Just finishing up his freshman season at Vanderbilt, batted .250. 2-1, chops one up the middle. Bozer plays it on a hop. What a play. He's had a night at second base and gives the Gatemen a 1-2-3 inning. The momentum has shifted here from Dorn Park. The Gatemen guard the gate, as they say, on the road with a 4-3 lead after 7 here from Dorn Park. Savor the moment with Portside Liquors. Discover a world of fine wines, spirits, and craft beers, handpicked for every occasion. From rich reds to smooth spirits, elevate your experience with us. Unwind with excellence. Visit us today at Portside Liquors, 590 on MacArthur Boulevard, where every sip tells a story. 8th inning coming up. Bourne, they trail the Gatemen 4-3.
Attention please, now pitching for the Braves from the University of Alabama, number 6, Bo Bryan.
There's the 6-foot lefty out of Jones County Community College, Bo Bryans, on the bump and out of the bullpen here for the Bravos. Second appearance, just went 2 innings and no hits with 1 earned. 4 strikeouts on 2 walks against Chatham back on the 18th. He'll get the ball here for the Bravos, and you look at this score right now, Nathan, 4-3. It was all Braves, but a 3 spot in the 7th puts the Gatemen back in this game.
And that's been the difference. We talked about in the pregame show how there's been a trend with Bourne. A win has come with a big inning. Even though that 2-run third inning wasn't as big of the inning we were referring to, you thought it might be enough there for a good part of the game. But now it's Wareham responding in a similar way Hyannis did in that tie on Thursday with 3 runs in one of the latter innings. And now Bourne's going to have to fight its way back into a tie and potentially a walk-off win if they can't get it done in the 8th.
3-4-5 here for the Gatemen. This is Murph Gray. 0-1, he fouls it off, and off the home plate umpire, he'll take a second. But in those wins against Orleans, game 1, 6 runs. Against Falmouth, 4 runs. We saw Hyannis, Bourne had a 3-spot. 2-spot is not enough right now for this offense. And those 3 hits, 2 have been RBI doubles. So the Braves offense, they will have a chance. The pitching has kept them in it. Really just Connor Whitgriff. Tougher outing for Zach Crotchfeld. And now Bo Bryans looking to stop the damage. Has to get through Murph Gray here. Heart of the order for Wareham. 0-2. This one a jam shot, but right at Kozel at second base. Makes the catch for out number 1.
And you get the quality start from Whitgriff. Goes 6 innings. Only allows that 1 earned run on the homer by Gerald. And then the 3 runs in the top half of the 7th, and all of a sudden Whitgriff's out of a decision. He's not going to be eligible for the win. And as it stands right now, Crotchfeld would get the loss if the score currently holds.
Brings up Jace Reinhardt, who's had such a phenomenal night in left field. First pitch in there for a strike. 2 diving plays, and if you just missed it in the bottom half of the 7th, had a routine play but started just slipping around, caught the ball on his knees. Is 0 for 3 here tonight. 0-1. Well, give him a hit right on cue. 1 for 4, and the Gatemen, their 10th hit here in this one.
Just about to say he's trying to replicate that success that he's seen on the defensive side of things out in left field to the plate. And he tunnels that with the single up the middle as Wareham tries to extend this lead.
Bobby Bozer.
Will be Bobby Bozer here, who scored after a long ground rule double to right center field that started off that 7th inning, that 3-spot for the Gatemen. He's 1 for 2 with a walk. Shows bunt, puts it down beautifully third base side. Bryans picks it up, will be no play. Oh, he threw it. It gets past Gravelin into right field. Rounding third base is Reinhardt. He is going to score. Bozer into second, and just like that, Wareham's in front, 5-3.
And that's a play right there where Bryans probably should have just ate that one and lived to see another day. The throw well off the mark. Gravelin never really had a chance to get there. Would have had to go through the runner anyway to try and get that ball as it went towards the Wareham dugout side of the first base chalk. And instead of it being first and second with only 1 away in a 4-3 game, it's now 5-3, and that runner at second base in Bozer.
First pitch to Colby Turner is low. 11th hit of the night now for the Gatemen. Second for Bozer. That ground rule double and that bunt for a single on a throw that you hope that Bryans just held on to. Now an RBI chance with Turner with 1 out. 1-0. Lines 1 foul. Few different plays here for the Gatemen that have just kept them in this game, and now they've had the insurance in the driver's seat late. Going to take some heroics for the Bravos offense to crawl back. 1-1 count here to Turner. The pitch on the inner half, 2-1. You thought early, too, with the Braves' 3-1 lead and that penny line drive before the Reinhardt diving play, that it was going to be all Bravos. We even thought this game wasn't even going to go 4 innings, and we're in the 8th. 2-1, low and inside. Bodine blocks it. That fog now is the only issue. Fog doesn't always play a big factor at Dorn Park. That's more an issue with Hyannis, Chatham. But right now, just fading in a little bit after the rain that came in since 6 o'clock. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Turner. Fastball inside. A 5-pitch walk to the sophomore out of San Diego State, hitting the portal. and brings up here Jacob Jarrell with first and second, one away, and the Gatemen are not done on the offensive side.
Ever since Whitgriff left this game, Wareham's had every answer offensively. They've been hitting the ball hard. They've been forcing miscues by this Bourne defense. You look at that Jack Penny booted ground ball at third base, and then the errant throw by Bo Bryans just a couple minutes ago.
First pitch to Jarrell, a called strike. Had that solo shot in the third before the Gatemen got going here in the last 2 innings. He's also had a put out behind home plate. Gunned out a runner back in the third. 0-1, double steal. Bodine throw to third, scoop from Penny, and he couldn't hold on. Wareham gives Bourne a taste of their own medicine. Double steal. Looking for insurance. And now 2 ducks in the pond.
And with that throw by Bodine, Penny was just trying to keep that one in front rather than apply the tag as the infield for the Bravos will come in. That throw gets away from Penny. It's going to be the 6th run for Wareham.
1-1 count to Jarrell. Grounder, past Grady, into center field. 1 run scores. Here comes Turner. He's going to score. A 2 RBI single for Jacob Jarrell. His 3rd ribby here tonight. And it's 7-3 Gatemen.
Wheels just falling off the bus right now for the Bravos. After that 6th inning performance by Whitgriff, it looked like Bourne was going to coast to a victory, but a couple of 3-run innings back-to-back for Wareham, and all of a sudden, 7-3 is the score. Wareham leads. Gatemen have now out-hit Bourne 12-3, despite having 3 errors to Bourne's 2, with those 2 errors looming large, and the hits that Wareham has gotten off of these 2 relief pitchers that throw from the left side in Crotchfeld and Bryans is monumental.
We look at these last 2 innings, too. It's not been the control issues. Only 1 walk allowed by the Braves. The Gatemen just hitting the ball very well. Eli Putnam in the box here with 1 away. First pitch low and in, but Jacob Jarrell, what a night. Picks up a big 3rd ribby, and that's the insurance you need. You separate yourself now, as Bourne will have 6 outs to work with on the offensive side. Putnam's 2 for 3. 2 singles and scored back in the 7th. 1-0. Grounds one hard and foul down the line.
All right, Cam, it's just been these hard hits. And what's funny about this game, Wareham comes in bottom 3rd in the league in runs scored. And they've got 7 here in the 8th inning, and doesn't look like they're willing to stop anytime soon.
Not stopping right now. Those 12 hits, they've made some errors tonight. 3, but they've picked it up on the offensive side. 1-1. Bopped up foul out of play towards the Wareham dugout. If you're Bourne here in Bryans, you're asking for another double play. How monumental would that be for Bryans to get out of the inning, give the Braves the offense, and hopefully it jolts back to life. 3 hits on 3 runs for Bourne here tonight. Here's the 1-2 pitch inside. And even after Bourne last night, because we said so many positive things coming in, you win that game 6-1 against Falmouth, and then you talk about the momentum, the excitement, the chatter from Bourne in the dugout here today. It was all of them till the 7th. 2-2. Oh, this could be 2. Grady on to second for 1. Kozel on to first. Graveling the stretch. They got him. Hey, speak it into existence. Bourne ends the inning on a 6-4-3 double play. And we'll head to the bottom of the 8th inning. A 7-3 Gatemen lead. A lot of work for the Bourne offense to do. Well, the Gatemen take a 7-3 lead after 6 runs in the last 2 top-of-the-half innings for their offense, now on 12 hits. And they give the ball to Jake Faraday to close things out for the final 6 outs. The righty out of Arkansas had a fantastic breakout year. 16 appearances, 26 strikeouts over 14 and 2/3 innings pitched with a 1.84 ERA. He was fantastic this spring, Nathan.
And he only threw an inning over his first 2 seasons with the Razorbacks. So you talk about a breakout performance. That's as big of a breakout as you're going to have as he goes into his senior season and now getting a taste of the Cape. And his first appearance in the Cape came on Monday against the Kettleers at Kitsui. Got the save in that one, so not a save opportunity as it currently stands, but going to serve in this closing role as he goes for his 3rd inning of work here on Cape Cod.
6, 7, 8, 9 for Bourne. Camden Kozel, Matthew Gravlin, and Davis Gillespie due up. As Jacob Faulkner, his night ends as the 3rd pitcher out of the bullpen. Went 1 1/3, nothing else. Really shut down Bourne with the deceptive right-handed arm. And Kozel had the RBI double in the 3rd. He's 1 for 3 here tonight. They're going to bring back Bourne, and their 3 hits has one of them bring the offense back to life. Faraday's first pitch to the backstop. If you're just joining us, alongside Nathan Schwartz, Cam Manna with you. Our producer, Jeremy Gay, Adam Gotkin, sideline reporter on the field. Game 7 here on the Cape season. 1-0. In there for a strike.
In that last appearance for Faraday, he talked about those 2 innings and the save. Did give up 1 earned run in that outing. 3 hits, 1 walk, and he struck out 4.
And Kozel launches one deep to right field, but it hooks foul. Inches there for Kozel. Had the distance, but foul to the right of the big foul pole.
And Bourne just hasn't gotten those breaks tonight. We keep harping on it, but those diving catches by Reinhardt loom large, especially that one to end the 6th inning. And now on a ball hit like that, probably the 2nd hardest ball of the night hit by Bourne. You look back at Bodine's RBI double early in the game in that 3rd inning when Kozel just hooks that one too far.
1-2. Low there from Faraday. We've seen Faraday miss the zone twice, once to the backstop, and then missed his spot. Kozel almost made him pay. Looking to lead off the inning here in bottom 8 for the Bravos offense. 2-2. Chin music. The Gatemen dugout wanted it. They won't get it. But Faraday understands this spot. Did it so well for the Razorbacks. Playing that stationary role. Keep it where it is. Here's his 3-2 pitch. Kozel grounds one foul.
Kozel putting together a couple good at-bats here today. Didn't have a hit and a walk in each of his first 2 appearances this summer before a couple of rough outings at the plate over the last few appearances he's had.
3-2 count. Can Kozel get on? Faraday's pitch clip back, and Kozel staying alive and well.
But he had the double tonight back in that 3rd inning, the 2nd of the 2 RBI doubles for Bourne in that inning. But ever since that RBI double by Kozel, this offense has gone ice cold.
Ice cold, perfect way to say it. 3 runs, 3 hits. That last hit in the 6th inning. 3-2, they checked down, it was low. So Kozel, a long AB, heads to first base, and exactly what you need for Bourne to start a rally right now. Leadoff base runners.
And Bourne hasn't gotten the leadoff man on a whole lot tonight, if at all, and they haven't. That's the first time that the Bravos will have a leadoff base runner tonight, so we'll see if they can do anything with it.
Went down 1-2-3 in the 7th. Their first base runner since the 6th. Here's Matthew Gravlin. 0 for 3 here tonight with 2 Ks. Faraday's first pitch. Swing and a miss. Gravlin playing first base. Has caught for the Bravos. but has shown his versatility. And he'll be a Buckeye once again this coming fall. Two-step lead for Coles. We'll see if he's in movement. 0-1. In there.
And that's a big change for Ohio State. Going into next spring, they thought they were going to lose their ace, their catcher, and their shortstop. They're able to get the leader of the defense back.
Oh, and this could be two. Bozer at second for one. Jimenez to first. 4-6-3. That's what kills an inning right there. Bourne has done it to the Gatemen, but the Gatemen, they give it right back here in the bottom of the eighth. And just like that, 2 down.
Now batting, the left fielder from Southern Mississippi.
And the
number
shift
18, Davis
in this
Gillespie.
game from the seventh inning onward has just been eye-opening. It was all Bourne over those first 6 innings. Whitgriff was shoving. He gets the quality start. Bourne finally gets a couple of RBI doubles, some extra base hits with runners in scoring position, something that just hasn't been a theme of this team so far. But then the 6 runs for the Gatemen, 3 in each the top half of the 7th and the 8th, and then the double play right there. Just everything is going right for Wareham in search of their 5th win.
And an 0-2 count here to Davis Gillespie. Faraday looking to face the minimum here in the bottom half of the 8th. 0-2 fouled back. This Wareham squad 4-2. They've played some solid baseball, have shown the offense to be their best friend. Their pitching staff has struggled, but tonight it's been their bread and butter as Gillespie calls time. The offense 12 hits, but the Gatemen team ERA above 6. Faraday's 0-2 once again. Outside corner, got him, strike 3. Jake Faraday out of the bullpen. Puts 2 down, and it gets some help on the double play. And after 8 here from Dorn Park, Wareham's come all the way back. They lead it 7-3. And folks, this inning is brought to you by Marty Chevrolet, your dealer for the people. Proudly supports the Bourne Braves baseball team. See all our cars and trucks at martychevrolet.com and go Braves. Bo Bryan's back in the bump, 9th inning coming up.
Now batting, the right fielder from the University of Louisville, number 16, Michael Lippy.
Bo Bryan's back in the bump here for the Bravos in the top of the 9th inning and the bottom of the Gatemen order. Michael Lippy steps in the box with a 7-3 Wareham lead. Lippy here tonight, 1 for 3. One of the 12 hits for Wareham. They were down in this game 3-1 until the 7th, and similar for the Braves this summer. You mentioned that Hyannis 6-6 tie. A 3 spot in the 8th. Had them crawl back. Bryans gives them the sword here in a 1-1 count. But on a night like this, where Connor Whitgriff pitched so well, only 1 run on a solo shot, you think the offense does enough. 1-1. Wave and a miss. And Bryans stepping up well here in the 9th.
And the strikeouts were there for Whitgriff, especially in the middle part of that outing, 5 between the 3rd and the 4th innings. He did everything he could in what's probably his final start in a Braves uniform. The bullpen couldn't pick him up.
And there's Bryans, gets the strikeout. his first here out of the bullpen, and there's one away.
The game definitely isn't over yet. Still a chance for Bourne in the bottom half of this 9th inning. Going to have the top of the order coming up once again.
Now batting.
It'll be
center fielder from University of Arizona,
Grady and
number 22,
Stanfield.
Brendan Summerhill.
First 2 batters.
But back to Whitcreff. Had 3 strikeouts in that 4th inning. Faced 4 batters. One of them was a walk. Top of the order for the Gatemen, Brendan Summerhill. Had the go-ahead RBI double in the 7th inning. Got Wareham going in a long 3 spot for them. 1-0 in there from Bryans. But just this shift for the Braves in a game where you're leading 3-1. After that win last night against Falmouth, it just shifted for the Bravos. 1-1. This one fouled back. And a few of the kids that have stuck around here from Bourne chasing after the foul ball. Summerhill also those 2 hits here tonight. Came in batting .231. But top of that order, he's been the go-to. And looks like he broke that bat and led to the first base dugout. Or no, he's going to need some pine tar here. Makes sense with the rain here tonight. But no one thought we'd get through 9 innings. Everyone said, don't play the game. We'll get through 2, maybe 4. And we played on.
These guys grinded it out. Got to commend the willingness to play the game, and here we are, top 9.
1-2. Summerhill skies one high into the foggy air. Grady back at shortstop makes the catch for the second out.
That fog seems like it just keeps getting closer and closer to the field here. You can't really see anything beyond the scoreboard out there in right center field.
Now batting, the shortstop from
Really has
University of
come in,
Miami,
and not always a lot of
number 14,
fog here from
Antonio
Dorn Park.
Jimenez.
But, yeah, right past that scoreboard, usually you see a big field and a pile of dirt. Can't see it at all. Here's Antonio Jimenez with 2 away. First pitch strike from Bryans. He's really settled down here after that long 8th inning. Allowed those 3 runs, only walked 1, but he was hit hard. Has settled down to the bottom and now the top of the order. 0-1 is just inside.
Good bounce back inning, though, for Bo Bryans after getting roughed up a little bit in that 8th inning.
Sets up here on the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Jimenez out in front. Looking for his first hit here tonight. And would be nice here for Bourne to just give yourself a fighting chance. Down 7-3. Brian sets. 1-2. Fouled off.
And a big inning for Bryans. Draft eligible after spending 2 years at the JUCO level.
Had that phenomenal season, 110 strikeouts. Wants his second here out of the bullpen. 1-2, strike 3. So the Braves will need 4 runs to keep this game going. Bottom 9, 3 outs to work with. The Bravos have the magic here early on in 2024. Find out coming up. Jake Faraday needs 3 outs for the Gatemen to give them win number 5 here in 2024. Well, the Braves, they need 4 runs with 3 outs to work with here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Thanks for sticking with us on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network alongside Nathan Schwartz. Cam Manna with you. The Bravos led 3-1 until the 7th, and then the Gatemen offense jolted. 12 hits, 7 runs, they have the lead. But Clay Grady, there he is, leading things off for the Bravos, 9-1-2. Stanfield and Penny to follow. Is a comeback in the works? Well, big thing, Nathan, it takes here, first base runner on for Bourne.
Yeah, we saw in that last inning, Bourne got the leadoff man on with the walk for Kozel, but then the quick double play enforced by Faraday to Gravelin got rid of that base runner. All it takes is Grady to get on to flip this order to the top in Chris Stanfield, and we've already seen what Caden Bodine can do at the plate with the RBI double tonight.
Grady shows bunt, pulls back. Has reached twice, E4, 4-6 fielder's choice. Was stranded at third back in the 6th. Coming off a fantastic spring at Virginia Tech. Shows bunt once again, and now a 2-0 count. Okay, well over 330. Power not fully there for Grady, but steals a lot of bags and a phenomenal glove at shortstop. Here's Faraday's 2-0 pitch. That one's low. And just like that, Grady a pitch away from heading to first base.
Comeback's got to start somewhere, and sure the approach for Grady is just get on base any way he can. I'm sure he'll take the walk if he can get one.
Has the take sign, takes the strike. You get him on. Stanfield has speed. You bring the heart of the order. You need 4 runs. After a dominant win last night, Bourne itching for consecutive wins. Swing and a miss from Grady. They have not had back-to-back just yet here in the early stint. Just the 7th game of the Cape League season. And the Gatemen looking for win number 5. Second place right now in the West. 3-2. Grady fights to live another pitch. On a night that's had a lot of ups and downs, a lot of obstacles for both the Braves and the Gatemen. A chance to get through 9. And Faraday looking for out number 1. Here's the 3-2 offering. Grady skies one shallow center field. Summerhill, he'll have it. Out number 1.
You mentioned those back-to-back wins Bourne looking for, Cam, and hasn't happened since last year's playoffs, which they won back-to-back against Hyannis to get to that championship round.
It's been a long time. And Bourne, the big thing last year, if you've been a constant Braves fan, they had trouble all of July winning back-to-back games. They didn't until the last 3 games of the regular season. Chris Stanfield sees a strike. That was an issue for Bourne. They got hot late June, slowed down in July. It was win-loss, win-lost. Finished 23-20-1. In the playoffs, went on that run to go back-to-back. 0-1. Back-to-back strikes, Stanfield sees both.
We mentioned a couple days ago not to hit the panic button quite yet, and that still is going to play true for Bourne. A tough night at the plate, no doubt. Only the 3 hits, the 2 in the 3rd inning, 1 in the 6th, but still plenty of baseball as Stanfield goes down.
Strike 3, just in the outside corner, beautifully painted from Faraday. And last chance, it's Jack Penny.
Back with that gold helmet. Man, that thing's beautiful.
Especially right now, you see that the light shining on it, especially at night, it just pops. The Bourne white uniforms.
Petition to have him wear that helmet the rest of the summer.
Give Jack Penny the gold helmet at all times. A little bit of a bright spot here tonight was Penny. In the batting department, had some hard outs, but has made some nice plays at third base. Moved up in the order, batted second. Has been in the 7-8 spot here early on. 1-0. In there for a 1-1 count. Bourne plays tomorrow on the road at YD First pitch at 5 p.m. against the Red Sox. Back on the road against an East Division foe. 1-1. Up and out.
Then it'll be the first repeat opponent of the summer for Bourne. Head to Hyannis on Monday before a rematch against Brewster on Tuesday.
2-1. Swing and a miss. Last time Bourne was at Hyannis was last season's West Division Finals. It'll be the second meeting against Hyannis, so the first team that Bourne will play twice, and then Brewster to follow, as Nathan mentioned. Final strike right here. The Gatemen looking to shut the door on the road. 2-2. Skied in the air and foul out of play. And Wareham set to go to 5-2. 12 hits here tonight. Their offense exploded late and have come on the road against their closest opponent, first town in the Cape, in Bourne. Can Faraday do it this time? Second full inning of work out of the pen. 2-2. Got him, strike three. Wareham closes it out and finishes the ball game. A 7-3 final with 6 runs in the 7th and 8th inning to propel the Gatemen to their 5th win of the summer. Wareham now 5-2, and the Bravos 2-4-1 on the 4-run loss.
And you just look back at the way the bullpen performed in this game for Bourne, not able to pick up Connor Whitgriff after his quality start. Cam, you mentioned those 3 runs in the top half of the 7th, the 3 runs in the top half of the 8th, and what could have been for Bourne had Jace Reinhardt not been playing left field tonight. Those 3 stellar catches, going to a dive, going to a slide, going down to his knees even at one point, working through the wet terrain out there in left field. It's going to be a game of what-ifs. We had a bunch of what-ifs coming in. What if the rain stays? What if it goes away? We didn't really know if we were going to get more than 2 innings of baseball in tonight, but we get all 9 as Wareham improves to 5-2.
And crazy to think that those plays from Reinhardt, just inches of what could have been a 5-1 lead for the Bravos. They lose this one here tonight. 3 hits on 3 runs. It's a night where the offense looked good early, but it almost felt like the whole team fell apart late. Offense stalled out, and a Connor Whitgriff outing that really went to no good.
Yeah, and it feels like this is becoming a little bit more constant for Bourne, to where they have a couple of innings where the offense shows signs of life, and then the rest of the game, it's just a whole lot of nothing. And that played out a little bit yesterday in that win against Falmouth. You had the grand slam by Vitterick, the RBI by Merrick Houston in the 3rd inning, and then nothing until Houston comes up again, top 9, and laces a double to right center field. And same thing tonight. You get those doubles by Bodine and Kozel in the 3rd. Only the 1 hit the rest of the way over those last 6 trips to the plate. And with that paired with the rough performance by the bullpen is not going to be the way to go to try and get back-to-back wins for the first time since the West Division Final last year.
Well, the Gatemen 12 hits on 7 runs in the victory, so we'll say our goodbyes. A big shout-out to John Wesley Cochran and Jared Roque, our 2 camera operators, just grinding it out in the rain when it mattered most. Our producer, Jeremy Gay. Ryan Heinzerling has done the stats here for us tonight. Huge on the graphics. A big shout-out to him. My partner, Nathan Schwartz. Our sideline reporter, Adam Gotkin. I'm Cam Manna saying so long from Bourne. The Bravos follow the Gatemen 7-3.